to some of the most remote villages of Eastern Europe, uncovering allegations of sexual abuse.
The final whistle. That means the postgame is ready to roll. This is Green Bay Game Night, powered by ESPN Wisconsin. Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher, here's the Emmy Award winner, Homer.
The Packers put a whooping on the San Francisco 49ers. No, it's not winning in the playoffs, but you might not have to worry about playing San Francisco in the playoffs because they may not make it, partly because of the whooping that the Packers put on them today. 38-10. It was the Packers that did all the rushing. 169 yards. San Francisco 44. Can't wait to hear what the Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher has. What more do you want? What more can you ask for? Now, with his opening statement, Packer Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher. Let her fly.
Let her fly, indeed. I'm up here at the Tundra Trio. It's a fall brisk night. Fans walking out. And you know what's beautiful? Nobody's surprised. There's not fireworks like, oh, we're Super Bowl champs. This is what we expected to do. We're a better team than San Francisco. And you could say, well, San Fran didn't have so. Yes, no arguments. But what do you do when a team doesn't have a quarterback, doesn't have their left tackle, doesn't have their best pass rusher? You throttle them. That was what happened today. It was a throttling. Outcoached, outplayed, out everything. They were better on every facet of every game, and I think this is the most complete game. It is the best game that this team has played, and you build off of that.
28 years on the Packers.
The fact that there's so many other bad teams in the NFC West, I don't think has daggerized them yet. But today was, I think, a big, we're better than the San Francisco 49ers, and I have no problem in saying that the Packers, right behind the Detroit Lions, are the best team in the NFC. They're going to have to go prove that they're better than Detroit. But as we watch today and what this team did today, it's Detroit and them, and then there's everybody else in this conference. If they play like they did today, I don't care what other team, it's them in Detroit. San Fran is no longer a team that I think you need to really sweat because I'm not sure they're going to make the playoffs. So just a great day from a Packer fan standpoint and what we were able to accomplish and how we played. It was the throttling that I think everybody, and I know Matt LaFleur probably feels fantastic about because of who it was against. But this was make no mistake about it, the Green Bay Packers are for real, and we're right there. I'm not going to put them ahead of Detroit yet, but we'll have an opportunity to still stay in this division, and if we can go up there in a couple weeks, let's rock and roll. That's where I'm at. That is my opening statement.
Yeah. I think everybody is expecting and fine with the NFC Championship game, the Green Bay Packers, even if they have to play in Detroit. You want to join that club?
No, I think, listen.
Anything short of that will be a disappointment.
No doubt about it, and
yeah.
I cannot wait. I know we have a game coming up in 4 days, and it'll be the Dolphins and, Tua and all that. That's all great. But I just feel like this group is coming on, all looking forward to the division. If you don't beat them up in Detroit, you're not winning the division. And then you have to just start thinking, all right, we're going to be a 5 or a 6 seed depending on how Minnesota shakes out. But you do what we did today, we're as good as anybody in the league. Anybody. And now it's replicating it, doing it again. But the team is built in a really good way, and today we showcased what that was about.
Well, I have this right. Packers can beat Detroit and still not win the division.
They can, but they won't. If you look at Detroit's schedule, there's some hiccups on theirs, but there's hiccups on ours too. And so if you lose to them, it's over because you're going to be 3 back of them, and you're not going to catch them with 3 games.
They got the Bears twice.
Yeah, they're
49ers.
Not losing the Bears twice. 49ers,
then the big one after the Packers is
unless they get
Bills.
Healthy.
Yeah.
Unless they get healthy, that's going to be a nothing burger. So you just look at it. Detroit is really good. We thought that coming in. Minnesota keeps finding ways to win. Not worried about Minnesota. It's Detroit and Green Bay, and then I think it's everybody else in the NFC. I think that's what today was for me.
Packers and Detroit in the NFC Championship game. Anything less will be a disappointment. Tausch has spoken his opening statement, and they are lined up, as they always are, to talk to the Hall of Famer. Jeff in Milwaukee, you're on with Mark Tauscher. Let her fly.
Hey, guys. Listen, okay, so Tausch, I don't mean to throw negativity here. I've got some things that the team clearly needs to work on. The positives, They were 3 for 3 in the red zone, right? Tausch, They should start listening to the show. Everybody was saying last week, and you agreed, in the red zone, use Jacobs and Kraft. They finally did that today, and they were 3 for 3 in the red zone. Obviously, there are turnovers that are positive. Our O-line is playing great, in my opinion. And Tausch, did you see Lucas Van Ness beat a double team? He beat a double team for that sack fumble. That was really sweet. And Carl Brooks is all over the place. I mean, that guy is all over the field. You talked about this during the week. He needs to be on the field more. He is amazing.
Yep.
I just think the guy is great. Negatives, obviously, we had 2 drops, one on offense and one on defense. You know, those could be killers. And our offense, House, it's getting better, but it's still not in sync. And I'm thrilled with the win, but I also think this team is going to have to play a lot better than this to really make hay in the playoffs. So those are my thoughts.
Really? Better than this? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, think about it.
I got one negative, but you didn't bring it up. The one negative is huge.
What is it? Thanks for the call, Jeff.
Jordan Love, brain dead. He should have had 2 more interceptions.
He threw a couple. That is still going to be a concern. But listen, I can only go off of what I watched. And you watched tonight. We were physically better than them.
Oh yeah,
in all phases.
Yes.
So yes, he threw one into double coverage, which I didn't love, and then another one that should have been picked. Christian Watson. You say all that, but this team is going to win games with Josh Jacobs, the running game and play action, and they're going to win games with this defense. And why I was so frustrated and disappointed last week was the defense didn't play well. And then the offense couldn't stay on the field. This was the total opposite today. I don't know what the time of possession was in the first half, but it was 2/3 to 1/3 at least. I want to say it was 20 to 10, 20 minutes to 10 minutes in the first half, and I don't know what it ended up being, but I think it was close to 2/3. And when you do that, you put pressure on the opposing, and that's when the defense can go and make plays. Not when it's a tight game and they can do all the stuff, their play action, all the stuff that Shanahan wants to do. They didn't have to do that tonight, and that's why you factor that in with a bunch of other stuff. It was just, this is what this team's formula is. Can you play to this? If you run the football and play great defense, you know what that does? That travels on the road. That'll win playoff games. You can always ride a hot hand at quarterback. And if you get what you saw from Jordan tonight and you don't turn it over, you're going to win a lot of games. And then if you get Jordan Love playing peak Jordan Love, you're going to win the whole dang thing. So can you do that consistently? This team has not proven that it can consistently do it, but what it did prove tonight is physically we're really good.
169
really good.
yards rushing.
Yeah, it's a good day.
44. I'm not sure. Somebody have to go back to the Institute, check Packers and 49ers. 44 yards rushing and 169 for the Packers.
If you remember an NFC Championship game not so long ago, they threw the ball 8 times. I know Jordan Love, I don't know how many throws he had tonight, but I know they didn't. They leaned on Josh Jacobs, and he delivered in a big way. 23 attempts. Well, Josh Jacobs had 26 carries for over 103 tutters.
Yep.
You factor all that in, that's the formula for this team. And then I know you talk about play action. If Jordan Love's thrown it 40-plus times, we're not going to win. If Jordan Love is throwing it mid-20s and Josh Jacobs is doing what he did and your defense is able to do what it did, that's your formula to win. And that's what we saw tonight, and that's why I'm so encouraged by it.
Levi in Stevens Point. You're on with Mark Tauscher. Let her fly.
Oh, I'll let her fly, all right. You guys look fantastic with your clothes tonight, just wanted to say. Especially Tausch.
What?
I don't know.
Well, I'm saying that. Anyway, what a statement by the Packers today. Josh Jacobs was a dog, rough today, but over 100 yards. If they continue to run like this, with Josh Jacobs, if he stays healthy, I'm just saying, if this continues, they can be dangerous in the postseason.
Levi, I have a question for you. Do you think that Tausch will take the low-hanging fruit, or in dog of the game, will he find a way to give it to someone else? What do you think, Levi?
Last week I had Carl Brooks last week, and Tausch agreed with me last week.
All right.
Well, he won the game.
I'll leave it.
Kick to win the game.
I'll leave it open. I'm pretty confident with my thoughts, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, I'm not going to go Josh Jacobs. It's too easy. I met
the.
You know what? I met the sit dog.
I met the sit 200 yards.
Sits. Hey, I met the sit means sit dog guys tonight.
Yes.
I told them I'm not. And they said, you know what, Tausch, keep not taking the low hanging fruit. So, I love my partners, man. I'm not going to take the low hanging fruit.
That's all right. That's all right.
Levi, see, we
love it.
We suspected it, even though I thought maybe this would be too much. But, now we contemplate, as I like to put it, let's see which cat that Tausch will pick for dog of the game. Because you can't pick anybody but Josh Jacobs. You agree with that, Levi? I mean, Tausch can't. He can do whatever he wants. But there's no way.
Well,
yeah, he should get it.
Right.
Yeah.
He should get it, but that's not what I'm going to do. But, yeah, he should get it for sure.
All right. The logic of that is so good. Levi, anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah. I'll add one more thing before I go. I know you guys might go to commercial in a little bit, but whoever Tausch picks for dog of the game, I am not going to be offended. No way. So I'm just so glad that we can beat the 49ers. All right. Amen. I'll let you guys go. Continue the show. Thank you.
Thanks, Levi. In fact, we will do the dog of the game next because I can't wait to figure out. Yeah, it's an early dog.
I like that.
Because I am just so curious to see how Tausch can defend a position of someone other than the German Shepherd dog of the game or whatever. What's the biggest dog? English sheepdog? The English sheep dog of the game. But Tausch will do it next.
More Green Bay Game Night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Get ready for the moment we've all been waiting for. It's the 300K season finale giveaway at Potawatomi. Friday, December 20th, watch your entries from Bird Bash, Cash Clash, and Winter Stash. All pile into one massive drawing for a chance at up to 50 grand cash. Be there to win your share. December 20th, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at PaysPig.com/finale. Must be 21 years old to play.
Gene Miller here for my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. Unfortunately, it's not too early to start thinking about those upcoming heating bills. At Hometown's huge New Berlin showroom, you can compare energy-efficient windows from Anderson, Pella, Marvin, and more. Like me, you'll get a dedicated project consultant to guide you to the products that best fit your home, style, and budget, along with employee carpenters who respect your home. Do what I did. Contact Hometown Windows and Doors today. Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. 414-329-1200 or online at hometownwindows.com.
So if you're selling a $2 million home and you found yourself what you thought was a pretty good deal on your real estate commission at, say, about 3.6%, you'd pay $72,000 in real estate commission. Not bad, right? Well, your Benefit Realty agent will charge you no more than $19,000 no matter what size property you're selling for the listing side of your sale. And it all comes with the full service you'd expect from an experienced real estate brokerage. This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com. We've saved our clients over $19 million in real estate commission. Now, I say this because that's a pretty big number, but I also bring it up because it's always been cool for us to save our clients money. It's not about being the top volume agency. Over here, it's more about you. And at 1.9% commission with a cap on our commission for the listing side of your sale, no matter what size property you're selling, you will save substantially. This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
This is Jeff Johnson.
And I'm Jason Johnson.
And together, we're part of Johnson & Sons Paving.
Get your parking lot ready now for spring and avoid paying for extra repairs later on.
We'll come out to your property and walk it with you.
Potholes, damaged asphalt, damaged concrete, standing water, you name it. We'll talk to you about your options and fix it.
Plan a budget, set up an overall schedule with Johnson & Sons Paving.
It's all about doing it right the first time. Call us today to schedule a walkthrough and free estimate.
JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
Think you're smarter than the people you hear on the radio? Well, time to prove it with our Trivia Showdown. Brought to you by Quizmaster. Go head-to-head with WTMJ personalities in trivia competition. Check WTMJ.com or text trivia to the WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620 for a list of dates and locations of our next Trivia Showdown. Benefiting Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. Only here on WTMJ.
Dr. Ken's mind is fine as aged wine, let me tell you.
Hey! This is The Truth on WTMJ.
Is it me? Or are you the deficit? Am I doing too much or are you not doing enough?
You're reminding me what I'm not doing. So then you don't.
With Dr. Ken Harris and Denise Thomas.
Politicians are not perfectionists. They're not perfect. How do you think they became politicians?
Sunday night starting at 7.
There's so much going on in this city, in this country, and I think it's time that we slow down.
Right here on WTMJ.
It's Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. Call the Boda Box wine line at 800-990-3776.
We got dogs.
It's time for the Sit Mean Sit.
Yeah, we got dogs, Jimmy.
Dog of the game.
John Money Alexander.
Christian Watson. Quay Walker.
He's a dog.
Kenny Clark. Jordan Love.
Presented by Sit Mean Sit Dog Training in Waukesha and Milwaukee. Visit sitmeansit.com.
And it is now time for Dog of the Game. If you don't know the history of this, Tausch will not take low-hanging fruit like Josh Jacobs, who I don't even want to go. I don't want to go on to all the reasons, but I guessed through Pebble who Tausch would pick for Dog of the Game. Take it away, Hall of Famer.
So who do you guys think? We have a couple fans here. Who do you guys think are the dog of the game? Who's the best player on the field tonight?
You asking us?
No, we got a couple fans outside the Tundra Trio, and they're.
Oh,
you guys, you get a minute. You guys take it. Yeah, it's easy tonight, Homer. I'm not going to take the low-hanging fruit. What do you think? Why do you? Who? They're going Jordan Love. I'm not 100% sure. I disagree. No, they have Jordan Love jerseys on, and that's great. And they're best friends.
I got one
well,
every bit as good as
coming.
Josh Jacobs. I'm just hoping you pick it.
Oh, that's awesome. Love it. So they go Jordan Love. I'm going offensive line as a unit, Homer. I'm not going to just sit here and say, well, I'm not going to sit here and say it's just Josh. Josh Jacobs had a great night. 3 tutters, the whole deal. We already run over that. But when you look at the whole story tonight, how many yards rushing, Homer?
169 to 44 for the 49ers.
So I'm not going to give it to a coach. Sometimes I'll say, I'll give it to the coach. Give it to Butkus. No, I'm giving it to the group up front because, yes, Jacobs was good. They stuck with it. Matt LaFleur loved the fact that on a cold night, he decided to stick with that running game. He didn't get away from it. He pounded the rock tonight. And the only way you do that is if your group up front's getting the movement to give you the opportunity to keep doing it. And they did that tonight. So I'm giving it to the full crew up front. My entire offensive line, woof, 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 woof. And I throw a tight end in there for the blocking, woof. 6 woof for the boys up front. That's who gets my dog of the game.
We're going to have a discount league or Twitter poll question because the Tausch, you just made one mistake. Just because the offensive line is good doesn't mean the Packers under Matt LaFleur are going to run the ball. Do I have to give you a list of about 10 games?
Homer.
So
Homer,
the dog of the game is Matt LaFleur. The dog of the game is not even close. Yes, sir?
Okay, so You're telling me neither of us are going to actually take Josh Jacobs, which is fine. I'm saying Matt LaFleur was forced.
No, he wasn't.
To stick with the run. Yes, he was.
Give me a break. How many times has he been a head coach? He's never been forced. He's never run the ball in the game like. How many other games have you said he didn't run the ball? He didn't run the ball.
Homer, I've said that a bunch. How many lost yardage plays did we have? How many times did we get stuffed in the back? How many times did we get 3-4 yards? How many times did we end up busting it? Because the guys up front, they didn't
You
let
think
leakage.
there haven't been games where we had that in the past and he quit running the ball?
I'm saying they forced Matt LaFleur's hand to be tonight. I'm going to stick with the running game.
They forced his hand to run the ball. You're really going to go with that?
Yes, I firmly believe that. Tonight I think that was the plan, and I think they executed it. And when you execute a plan, the coaches will continue to say, let's keep rolling. And that's what we saw tonight.
Do you believe that we can get numerous games under the direction of Matt LaFleur in which he was forced to run the ball and still didn't run the ball?
I hope so. Well, I told you last week we just didn't get enough plays. So part of this is you could flip it around and say, well, the defense limiting them to 44 and to be able to keep the football for as long as we did. It was a flip side from last week. Last week, we found a way to win when we ran 44 plays.
Yep.
Tonight, San Fran runs 44 plays. They ain't even in the same ballpark as us.
All right,
so
Pebble.
Give the defense a ton of credit. Yes. There's all of that as far as how we were able to do what we did. But Matt LaFleur, he could have thrown it 45 times tonight, but the boys up front said, nah, let's take this bad boy over and let's get JJ and let's get everybody rolling, and that's what we saw, and that's what was executed.
All right, if you don't give the dog of the game to Josh Jacobs, who deserves it, the offensive line or Matt LaFleur? Can we put it just like that, right? That's our debate.
I think we can do better than that.
Well, okay, come up with a better way to put the question.
And by the way, what kind of questions you put out last week? You wanted to fire Matt LaFleur. What kind
I didn't
of
put
dumb,
that question out.
That was Gary.
Can you admit that was dumb?
Gary put it up. No, I show my.
No, I'm talking to you.
What? No, whatever my
host
Matt LaFleur
does after last week. Come on.
No, he meant. Here's what it was, just to get it accurate.
And then you pulled it though.
I know, because I wanted to see what the percentage was, because I thought it would be like 1%. I believe it ended up 8%. Is that right, Pebble?
It was 9%.
9%. 9% is a little high, but I'm okay with that. 9%.
Yeah, you know what? Hey, you guys do what you want. I told Chris, you guys do what you want. Just don't tag me on it, because I'm getting all these.
I didn't tag you on it.
Because we're getting all these tweets.
I've never
like, what
tagged
the hell's
you
wrong
on
with
anything.
you guys? I have no problem. Hey, have your opinions.
I tag you guys all the time. It's your show. I'm tagging all of you guys.
You're tagging all of
Kyle
you?
said he wanted to
Okay,
take
whatever.
It off.
Hold on.
So new rule. When I'm off, no tag.
No. I'll address this. If you're in the Hall of Fame, you must be asked as to whether or not you can be tagged.
Fair. I think that's fair.
All right. Yeah.
So, anyways, I think. But what I was trying to get to last week was, you didn't have enough plays to be able to stick to a run game, because Josh Jacobs, I think, still was able to muster up something. He's a dog, and he needs to be one of the big dogs. If we're going to be a championship caliber team, the effort we saw tonight needs to carry over. And I think that's where we're at as a football team. And I think Matt LaFleur sees it, and it takes a while as a coach to kind of figure out, okay, what's our formula to winning games? And I think with Jordan Love and some of the turnovers he had tonight, a couple of throws that were near turnovers, I think they're starting to figure out, you know what, Jordan's a really good player, but let's help him help himself. Let's help Jordan help himself. And you know what the biggest way to do that? Run from under center, play action pass, easy throws, and have a dog running that football. And that's what we got right now.
Help him help himself. That is really good.
Yeah, you can. Hey,
I am.
Chris, you can tag that and run that quote, because that's really good.
Yeah.
I don't like giving myself a pat on the back.
I will. I'll give you a pat on the back.
Good.
It's really good. And that's true of other, you would say, I mean, that is a line that can be used in various times, various situations.
Sure.
And it's good, yeah.
And Homer, Matt LaFleur can say that to his O-lineman. Help me help you as an O-line. Let me get moving. If you're showing that, it's so much easier for me to call 35 or 40 run plays. If you're being efficient and averaging 5 yards a carry, it's a lot easier to keep doing that.
Yeah, help him help himself, and in this case it will be help Jordan Love help himself. But who knows the next name that might be up there. Mike in Fox Point, You're on with Tausch. Let her fly.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Number one, shout out to Tausch for chatting with me at the Tundra Trio pregame. Tausch, I enjoyed it.
Sir.
It was a good conversation.
Great little party up here at the Trio this weekend.
It was, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I'd say my positive is the defensive front. I took my prize picks this week that CMC was going to run all over us, and they did not. For the most part,
that's always nice. Hey, that's always nice when you want something to happen, and if it doesn't, you make money. But if it does, then your team wins. So you're kind of emotionally hedging. You know what I mean?
He had 11 carries for 31 yards.
He wasn't very good tonight. Yeah, and part of it is their O-line. Their O-line's not. I mean, Trent Williams being out killed them too.
Yeah, it wasn't much. So Packers got the win. That takes the burden off of my prize picks losing streak here. But
let's go.
My negative, I'd say, is the Jordan Love and the receiving core. It just feels a little too much Jekyll and Hyde. That Watson, you got the big game. He drops it today. Love easily could become one or two picks today. So I just would want to see more consistency. They just can't seem to get into a rhythm, and that's probably my one thing that concerns me down the stretch if they don't get clipping, and they're not clipping yet, if I'd have to say.
They had a good rhythm today. What do you mean? They didn't?
Yeah, no, I mean, before the half, and the beautiful part is you left some stuff out there.
Yeah.
And normally you're regretting that and saying, if. You got to make those plays. But you know what's great? When you don't make those plays, Quay drops the pick, Christian drops the touchdown, and you win by 28 points and you laugh your way home. That's not a bad feeling.
By the way, I don't know who I said this about before. Maybe it was Watson, another one. You have to rank that drop as like.
That was a brutal drop. Well, his worst drop ever is the first play of his career.
Now, this one was really close.
No, the first one
You think that was worse?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
All right, I'll have to go back and look.
This was but I'll say this. That's a bad drop now. Bad drop.
All right. We'll get to more callers, and we'll figure out exactly how to put up the Discount Liquor Twitter poll question on Dog of the Game if you don't give it to Josh Jacobs. 26 carries, 106 yards. And 3 touchdowns. And for Tausch and all those that said, run the damn ball. Well, they ran the damn ball. Next.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Swing into action to experience Sweetgrass and Sage Run in 2025. The Island Resort and Casino stay and play packages are a hole-in-one. By blending award-winning golf with exceptional amenities, we've become the premier resort destination in the Midwest. But don't wait. These popular packages fill up fast. To book your 2025 golf getaway and secure your spot on the green, visit islandresortgolf.com today.
Wilde Automotive Group's Black Friday sales event is back. Now through November 30th. Get up to $10,000 in rebates, plus up to 10% off or 0% financing. All with Wilde's exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Our biggest savings, lowest rates, maximum trade values, and huge selection. Now through month end at every Wilde location.
Go to EWaldeAuto.com.
On select models with approved credit, all rebates and incentives to dealer. See dealer for details. Expires month end.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. Now that we're into the holiday season, it's time to celebrate with new lights and ceiling fans. And our huge award-winning showroom displays hundreds of the best quality lights and fans. There's not a brand we can't get, and our prices are the lowest, even lower than online. I guarantee it. and our knowledgeable staff is always here to assist you in making the right choices. If it's lampshades or repairs you need, we do all that too. There's something for everyone at BBC, including antiques, collectibles, fun for the kids, and our famous free popcorn. We are open Monday through Saturday and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue, across from Sobelman's and Bachman Furniture, all near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of anyone's home decor. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
In Heartland, you're going to find a focus on distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original artwork, along with tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. In Pewaukee, the focus is on kitchen, outdoor, and garden decor, and all of it is priced at 25 to 40% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value.
Design Exchange.
Think you're smarter than the people you hear on the radio? Well, time to prove it with our Trivia Showdown. Brought to you by Quizmaster. Go head-to-head with WTMJ personalities in trivia competition. Check WTMJ.com or text trivia to the WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620 for a list of dates and locations of our next Trivia Showdown. Benefiting Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. Only here on WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
To Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
And WKTI HD Milwaukee.
Locally owned.
The Packers put a whooping on the 49ers, 38-10. It's about how bad a whooping it was. The Packers out rushing, 169 to 44 in rushing. Yeah, I want to finish with our dog of the game, but we'll take your question first.
Okay, my question is, the fact that San Fran was depleted, how much of that do you factor into this win tonight? Are you less excited? Because I feel I'm seeing a little bit, old boys being a homer and everything else. Yeah, no Purdy, big deal. No Trent Williams, big deal. No Bosa, big deal. No doubt about that. But it's still an impressive win tonight, and I think it's a statement win tonight. Can it be a statement win if all of their best players aren't there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you factor that in, but the way they did it and the manner in which they did it, rushing the ball. I mean, all the concerns that have been expressed about the Packers and not willing to run the ball.
I'm going to say this, though. If Brock Purdy's playing tonight, I think it's a closer game.
Fine.
If Joey Bosa's playing tonight, I think it's a closer game.
Fine. So what if they had beaten them by 14 or?
No, I think beating him regardless was going to be fantastic, but I do have to – I mean, I always like getting checked. I like when people send me stuff and it makes me think. And I think tonight, obviously, being here is different than watching it on TV. There's different energy to it. But the excitement, just the fact that it was so, yeah, we're better than them, but we're better than them without bing, 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 bing. Are we better than them? I would still say this. If we're sitting here in 2 months, which will be about when the playoffs will get started, right? December, mid-January. I don't think we want to play San Fran. If they're fully healthy, I think I'd rather play a lot of other teams in the NFC. That's your poll. Let's say we end up with a 5 seed, and we're going to play the NFC West. Who would you rather play, San Fran, L.A., or Arizona? I think we'd all say Arizona, and I think we'd all say L.A. I I think we have such PTSD about this team because we can't beat them in the playoffs. We can't. We have not. Tonight, that's why it feels good to beat them. But I think San Fran is getting on that bus thinking, all right, hey, we're only a game back because the rest of our division stinks. And we can still control our own destiny if we can beat. But they have tough games. I think Packer fans would love it if you said San Fran is dead. The road to the Super Bowl is through here. And whether or not that's going to be the case, we shall see. I think San Fran's schedule eliminates them after tonight. They needed tonight, and they didn't get it. But I do think there is a very large faction of this fan base that has no interest on January, whatever day that first round wild card weekend would be, if we don't catch Detroit. I don't think anybody wants to see San Fran with everybody healthy coming in here playing us. I don't think Packer fans want any part of that.
Well, I just wouldn't say no interest. You're asking, would you prefer the other teams? Yes. But the way the Packers played, they beat up the 49ers. I don't care how many of the players they're missing. So
but it does matter.
Am I afraid of playing
matter.
San? Of course it matters, but there's no fear of playing San Francisco. But you'd prefer the other teams. But you did exactly what you're supposed to do.
Isn't that a little fear then?
No.
Isn't that a little fear?
No. It means well, that was the point of this. I'm afraid of anybody. I expect the Packers to play the Lions in the NFC Championship game.
Yep.
Fear would be too strong a word. Do I have a preference over those other teams because they don't have the playoff experience? But just as occurred with the Packers and the Cowboys, when the Packers passed the Cowboys, the Green Bay Packers have passed the 49ers.
Yes. Agree.
Yeah, all right. Now, let's get to, because I want to make our read for Dog of the Game, and I want Tito's. But what did you put up, Pebble? Let's make sure it's approved by the Hall of Famer.
You know, Pebble's super irritated.
All right, so tonight's poll question.
Pebble's
I'm never irritated.
Yes.
If you can't give it to Josh Jacobs, who should be the sit dog of the game in the Packers' 38-10 win over the Niners? Matt LaFleur or the offensive line?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Right now, 83% running away with the vote. 83% say offensive line, 17% say Matt LaFleur.
That's not surprising.
Oh, well, now you're gloating?
Well,
what do you mean? Hell yes, it's surprising.
No, we got smart fans, Homer. That shouldn't be surprising.
All right, so be it. I'm shocked at that number.
You shouldn't be.
Well, yeah. Then I guess I missed all the comments. All the comments about Matt LaFleur in the past in terms of running the damn ball.
Well,
but that's only 18%. That's the key. No, it means that I'm giving too much credibility to a small vocal group.
83% is a lot.
It is a lot. The Dog of the Game brought to you by Sit Means Sit. If your dogs don't always listen to you, or you ask yourself, why don't they listen to what I say? Look no further than Sit Means Sit. You can have a happy, confident, obedient dog. Contact Sit Means Sit Dog Training today in Milwaukee or Waukesha. Schedule a free consultation. Go to sitmeansit.com and check out their Milwaukee and Waukesha pages. Yep, the offensive line crushing Matt LaFleur. All right, you can go ahead and have your Tito's. You've earned it. I'm not coming back. I might get more.
Tito's Bloody Mary bar up here today is great. Our friends had some. Everybody that was up here at the trio. Tito's Handmade Vodka. It is America's favorite vodka for a reason, distilled 6 times till it's just right. Tito's is known for great vodka, giving back, and doing good for those dogs. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, and it is crafted to be savored responsibly.
Yeah, flush it or flesh it is next. The fear of the San Francisco 49ers. Next.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Dr. Ken's mind is fine as aged wine, let me tell you.
Hey! This is The Truth on WTMJ.
Is it me? Or are you the deficit? Am I doing too much, or are you not doing enough?
You're reminding me what I'm not doing, so then you don't.
With Dr. Ken Harris and Denise Thomas.
Politicians are not perfectionists. They're not perfect. How do you think they became politicians?
Sunday night starting at 7.
There's so much going on in this city, in this country, and I think it's time that we slow down.
Right here on WTMJ.
Green and gold fans, it's game day. And you know what that means. Tailgating with friends and raising a glass to our favorite team. This season, make Bacardi the star of your pregame party. Whether you're mixing up a classic Bacardi and cola, refreshing Bacardi lime and soda, or a smooth spiced and cola, Bacardi is the perfect pick for game day fun. Grab a bottle and get ready to cheer on Green Bay with the best in hand. Available now at your local retailer. Live passionately, drink responsibly. Bacardi USA, Miami, Florida. Rum 40% alcohol by volume.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Get ready for the moment we've all been waiting for. It's the 300K season finale giveaway at Potawatomi. Friday, December 20th, watch your entries from Bird Bash, Cash Clash, and Winter Stash. All pile into one massive drawing for a chance at up to 50 grand cash. Be there to win your share. December 20th, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at paysbig.com/finale. Must be 21 years old to play.
Why wait for Black Friday when you can save every day? Hasseless Mattress introduces Black Friday Plus. We've gone rogue and activated Black Friday deals through December 2nd on Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, Serta Perfect Sleeper, and more. You get the everyday, way low Hasseless price, plus additional savings, plus free next day delivery, plus free memory foam pillows on select mattresses. Get a Queen Serta Perfect Sleeper Oakmont A mattress. Other stores sell it for $2,610, but our Black Friday Plus price is just $888, plus 2 free Remy memory foam pillows. Other stores sell the King Sealy Posturepedic Golden Acres A for $22.88, but you can get it now for just $10.95, plus 2 free memory foam pillows. Big savings on Beauty Rest too, plus employee-free, hassle-free showrooms. Not just on Black Friday, but every day. Black Friday Plus through December 2nd at Hasseless Mattress. Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you at hasseless.com.
Think you're smarter than the people you hear on the radio? Well, time to prove it with our Trivia Showdown. Brought to you by Quizmaster. Go head-to-head with WTMJ personalities in trivia competition. Check WTMJ.com or text trivia to the WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620 for a list of dates and locations of our next Trivia Showdown. Benefiting Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. Only here on WTMJ.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
There was an incident on Blue Mountain Road going eastbound where 2 lanes are blocked.
Call me, Debbie Loziga, at the Hall Volkswagen Traffic Tip Line at 414-238-9329.
Hi, Debbie, Michael. I-94 eastbound, there is a crash that the sheriff now has the right lane blocked.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it? Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
We failed multiple times with bad ideas. I didn't know were bad till I realized they didn't work.
Or flesh it.
Yeah, that's one idea. Or we can work as a team.
Brought to you by Gordon Flesh Company. Business technology managed. Taking the worry out of your office equipment and IT needs.
This is Green Bay game night, and appropriately so because the game started later. The noon games are not game night or game afternoon. Flesh it. Flush it or flesh it. You scared of San Francisco? The perfect one for Mark Tauscher to address. Tausch as part of Gordon Flesh. Flush it or flesh it. Scared of San Francisco. Flush it is what I say. This year, the Packers are as good and as tough, and that has never been the case before against San Francisco.
Well, I'll tell you this. It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's true on the football field as it is in the office. Gordon Flesh Company has been providing cutting-edge technology for companies of all sizes for over, what a great number, 65 years. Visit gflesh.com to flush it out more. I'm going to flesh this out, Homer, because I'm looking at this, and I have people kind of coming at me a little bit with, well, what about the Philadelphia Eagles? Okay. Philadelphia's a good team. No doubt about it. I don't trust their coach as far as I could throw them. I think their coordinators, I think they're starting to take shape a little bit, and I think their defense is a little bit better, but I like Green Bay better. I think Green Bay is a better football team than the Philadelphia Eagles. I can't say that right now about the Detroit Lions. I think that has to be proven out. So does Philly. But as far as the San Francisco 49ers, if they're fully healthy, and they're the 4 seed, and we have to go out to San Fran, which if we don't win our division, we will be on the road. And we'll be playing the NFC West champion if we're the 5 seed. That means we have to beat Minnesota, and a couple things got to fall our way. But if that's where we're at, that would be the last team in that circuit that I'd want to play.
Really?
I would much rather play the Atlanta Falcons. I would much rather them play if Philly goes to than Philadelphia. I think San Francisco still, if they have Bosa, Trent Williams, and Brock Purdy, I think they would be the 3rd team on that list as far as who I'd not want to play besides Detroit.
See,
That's where I'm sitting here.
I know, but they're not going to be healthy. They can't be healthy. McCaffrey can't be healthy. Bosa can't be healthy. I don't know about
in
the
6
situation.
weeks?
No, they can't.
Yeah, they
no.
can.
Oh, all right.
In 6 weeks?
No. But they're not going to. They got to play in the 6 weeks too.
Well, maybe. Yeah.
I mean, how many times do you know a player that went to Europe or whether McCaffrey went? Like, it's a mess, right?
Well, I think tonight was the dagger. I think tonight eliminated them, and I think Packer fans should be happy that they're eliminated because I still think there is major PTSD about this group if we have to play them in the playoffs. I don't think anybody would feel, and especially having to go on the road to play them. Yes. PTSD. Really? Yes, there is, Homer.
Not major.
Yes.
All right, let's put that
as Jason. When Jason Wilde joins you, ask him that same question. If we have to go out to San Francisco and play in the playoffs, would there be major PTSD about the 49ers? And I'll be fascinated to hear what his answer is. Write that down because I know you'll forget.
No, I got it right here. I want to do it as a Discount Liquor Twitter poll question. Do you have major, what is PTSD?
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
Okay. I mean, I kind of knew what it was. I didn't know how to fill in all.
Yeah, I understand. I think you knew
it's a military thing, right?
Mm-hmm. It is. Yes.
Yeah, it's serious stuff. I don't mean to make light of it.
It is. That's exactly.
That's what I thought of another way to put it. You'd be. Will people be okay? Pebble, will people be okay if we?
No, I think we should stay away from that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's.
Yeah, we can stay away from that. You guys are smart. I'll sign off on figuring out
a major
anxiety.
Yes,
that might be the word I'm looking for.
Will you even with the whooping today, or however Pebble, would you still have major anxiety
if we're the 5 seed having to go out to San Fran and play them
to San Francisco and play the 49ers
in the opening round of the playoffs?
See, no,
yes,
I got no major. The major part is gone. They got problems. They got injuries. Guys don't all of a sudden get healthy. A guy told me once, I can't remember who it was, that the only time he was healthy was before the first game. If you've been dealing with,
there's degrees of all this stuff, right?
But you agree, these injuries are serious.
Yes.
Bosa.
An oblique's a tough deal to come up with, and a shoulder on a quarterback's arm, that ain't easy either. Listen, I'm burying San Francisco after tonight. I think you can put them. I think it's time to bury them. But they have a lot of really good players. If they can get healthy and bounce back, because their division is so garbanzo-y, they're still in it. If it was a wild card, nobody in that West is making a wild card. It's the Vikings, Packers, and then it's going to be, although Washington loses to the Cowboys at home, maybe Washington's not a lock-stocker like I thought. So maybe there is somebody in.
No, I would say I respect Philadelphia. I understand what people are saying.
I do too.
But I'm going to be disappointed if the Packers don't make the NFC Championship game against the Detroit Lions unless the Lions screw up and they don't get there. But this Packer team got to make the NFC Championship game, right?
Yes. They need to go further than they did last year. I'd agree.
And they've played at a level where it's appropriate.
They're a better team.
Yeah.
This is a better team than last year's team. They're more physical. They're a better team. Xavier McKinney makes the defense that much better. That much better. And Josh Jacobs is better from a consistency basis than what Aaron Jones was. So the team was hotter, and I think Jordan Love was playing better at the end of last season than where he is now. But this Green Bay Packers team is better than last year's team. And I think it's, I'm not going to say substantial, but it is a better football team.
It's tougher.
For sure.
It's more physical.
It's more physical, for sure.
Yeah. By the way, if you're wondering more physical, that's because I never have and never will use the word physicality. I don't know who invented it. It's a stupid word. It's for 100 years, teams have been more physical, tougher. There were words that were fine. Somebody in a physics class said to somebody, "Hey, how about physicality?"
You think too much.
What?
Don't think so much.
Yes, every
Which,
cality.
I don't know if I've ever
When we
uttered
have
those words to you.
physicality, what's the other one that's an ality they've added? Physicality. No, when you're good in all three phases. That one they made up too. No, football teams. What do they say when you're not comprehensive? What it's other made
Complimentary?
up. Complimentary. That's made up crap too. But
What
it
do you
wasn't
mean
good.
it's made up?
It's complimentary. They just came up with that in the last year.
Tonight
you
was
never
a
played
complimentary
football,
game.
and you never had Barry Alvarez say, "We got to play complimentary football." No, the game is there are three parts of the game. You got to excel in all three. He never said complimentary once in his historic Hall of Fame
He didn't
career.
say it a ton. He definitely didn't say it as much as some people do.
Do you think he ever said it? We need to play complimentary football.
I think he probably at one point in time said it, but to what degree, I don't know.
All right, you've got to go. You're on assignment. Leave us with your final thought, whatever it is.
So tonight, I think, was an important game for the psychology of this football team after last year's game to bury the San Francisco 49ers and put in my opinion, with the rest of their schedule, a dagger in their playoff coffin, and to keep pace to make that Detroit Lions game the week after Thanksgiving a really important game, and to keep your playoff divisional one-seed hopes alive, you needed tonight. And when they came in, I thought the Green Bay Packers played a very complimentary football game tonight. I think they, in all three phases, did exactly what they were supposed to do. And the big bullies that have been the San Francisco 49ers got bullied tonight by the G&G. We bullied the bullies. And when you do that, just like in the Christmas story, when you get in the Christmas story, when old boy, I can't remember his name, comes from behind her and Ralphie punches him and makes him bleed and cry, tonight was the Christmas story for the G&G.
By the way, Mo in Illinois wants to have a quick comment or
let's do it.
Interaction. Mo, you're on with Taos Letterfly.
Well, Homer, I guess I was wrong tweeting at you saying that the game wasn't over. So I'll take the L on that one. But
I'm used to being right. No problem.
The game was over 24-10. It was over.
I think Homer was saying a little earlier than that. So I got a little
he
worried,
likes to be first. He doesn't mind being wrong, Mo, but he always wants to be first.
Thank you.
Well, is it true?
No. Go ahead, Mo. Back to you and Tausch.
No worries. Defensively, I'm very, very pleased with what I saw out there on the field. I understand the Niners were out a lot of key players, but that pass rush looked ferocious today. And that's
ferocious.
What really got
it looked good. Did look good.
It looked good. I mean, you had guys like Lucas Van Ness. He had a strip sack for a fumble recovery. Like, that was amazing. Like, for so long, we've been saying Lucas Van Ness needs to step it up since the Preston Smith trade. We had just disruption all over. Quay Walker looked a little more decisive. That was great to see. He didn't hesitate, didn't stutter too much. And I thought,
how did he drop that interception? Tell me that.
That was bad. Not a great play by
Not
Quay,
as bad as
sure.
Watson's drop, but
no, not even in the same league.
Yeah, that was terrible too. But I also like the way Carrington Valentine played. It seems like he wasn't targeted too much. So shout out to him stepping in for Jair Alexander's absence. But Thursday to me is a big test, gentlemen. I know Miami, their record may be a little deceiving, but they have a lot of weapons offensively, and that's going to be a really good test for this Packers team. And I hope that they can take care of business and head into Detroit on a positive note.
I hope it's freezing. Hey, Mo, I hope it is freezing cold. I hope it's sub 20 degrees and windy and miserable. Because if that's the case, Sweep City, it will be a complete owning by the G&G if that happens.
Damn right, Coach.
Amen.
All right, thanks, Mo. Tausch got to go. G&G, do you
right,
say
boys.
that often? How often?
I do,
yeah,
because there's always, you know how it is. There's trademarks and all this other stuff, and the G&G
I
is
like
not
that.
trademarked. I like to get the post-game show somewhere where we get G&G in there.
Yeah, no, it should be the G&G
We
game
tried that
night.
last year. It's tricky.
Really?
It's tricky. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. There's just some trickiness to it.
They would try to sue us for that? G&G?
No. I don't think they'd try to sue. I think we're trying to come up with something catchy.
G&G is it.
Well, but what does that mean about post-game? It's got to be something post-game.
No, G&G post-game. G&G pre. Everything about the team we can't say is G&G.
Hey, I love it.
Give me everything. Everything.
We
are the G&G headquarters.
The G&G post-game.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm totally on board with that.
It should be the G&G pre-game.
Let me get that trademark so I can use that before
you need more money. That's of all the people here. You need more
get
money.
out of here.
Go ahead. Yeah, no, you get out of here. You
See
get
ya.
out of here. Well, he did come up with it. Is it to Tausch's? Did anybody else come with G&G Pebble?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I love it. G&G. Of course, I'm correct. I better make sure it's the green and gold, right?
Correct.
I don't know if you want to mention that's what it is, because then maybe they would sue you for it. But G&G for whatever, we'll come up with something else that it's for. But yeah, G&G just got started. Pebble, you like it as much as I do?
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. I mean, you can say Green Bay, but that's not really right. That's not really it. G&G. Tausch could get even richer now. If I'm the first one to say it's really good, does that get me anything, Pebble?
It
I
does
don't
not.
think
No,
so,
you have to have the legal binding documents to achieve that.
Well, no, you have to say that you were the first one, right?
Well, you can say you're the first one, but if you don't say it and that person trademarks
Right,
said
but
statement,
I mean, like,
then they're getting the
okay. But if somebody
accolades.
tries to trademark it, and Tausch does too, shouldn't Tausch get access to the trademark if it's really close? I don't know how that works. We'll look into it. But yeah, the rich just got richer. 1-800-990-3776. Packers whooped them. Yes, they bullied the bully. 38-10. Gary Ellerson coming up in a little bit. We may have some comments from the coach, quarterback, all that stuff. Next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service. It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey, riding with you every mile since 1977.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family.
They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
Swing into action to experience Sweetgrass and Sage Run in 2025. The Island Resort and Casino stay and play packages are a hole-in-one. By blending award-winning golf with exceptional amenities, we've become the premier resort destination in the Midwest. But don't wait. These popular packages fill up fast. To book your 2025 golf getaway and secure your spot on the green, visit islandresortgolf.com today.
Football season. Best time of the year and my favorite time of the year. This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. On game days, my favorite teammate is a cold carbless in my hand. Premium cocktails in a can made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Maybe it's when I'm at the tailgate ahead of kickoff or getting ready at home for the game. Carbless is there. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and gluten-free. Carbless features classic cocktails like margarita, Paloma, and even Moscow Mule, and vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, lemon, and peach. Find it on your next grocery trip. Carbless. Less is more.
Have you seen them yet?
Seen what?
4 different ways to say I love you.
I'd love to see those. Show me the list. What list? The list of 4 different ways to say I love you.
Let's start over.
Where are you going, Monica? I'm going to get the 4 different ways to say I love you.
Sarah, imagine a box of assorted chocolates.
Okay.
When you open the lid, what do you see?
I see a guy sitting on a park bench saying, life is like a box of chocolates.
But what are the shapes of the chocolates?
There are 4 different shapes. Here they are.
Those are gorgeous.
4 diamond pendants covered in diamonds.
Almost like they were dipped in diamonds.
And each diamond was created inside a miniature star.
But you'd have to be rich to afford one of these.
Choose the diamond pendant you like best. $148.
I love Kessler's.
Everyone loves Kessler's.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Injuries happen, but you don't have to play in pain or stay on the sidelines. Whether it's your kids dealing with a sports injury, college athletes, or the rest of us weekend warriors, the experts at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin will quickly diagnose your problem, lay out a treatment plan that works for you, and get you back in the game. They fixed my knee. My mother-in-law is back on the dance floor with a new hip. These are the experts you can trust. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Put in his hands and punch it in. They will. Jacobs is in. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Yeah, maybe they'll change it too. Touchdown, G&G. House came up with a green and gold G&G. Yeah, we're not the Green Bay Game Night anymore. We're the G&G Game Night. Gary Ellerson will be on in a little bit. We'll also have comments from the head coach, Matt LaFleur, and quarterback Jordan Love, and Jason Wilde. Potawatomi Sportsbook Milwaukee has dozens of self-service kiosks and over 2,000 square-foot video hall. It's incredible. Seating for over 200, full restaurant and bar, VIP deck, and more. It's a sports betting paradise. Bet above the rest. And even if you don't bet it, and I'm not suggesting that you not bet, but I'm saying they have created a place everybody wants to go to. And you'll bet, but you'll go there and go, wow, before you even place your first bet. 1-800-990-3776. Like I need one more I got to do here. Somehow I've lost it. Botobox Fine Wine Line, 1-800-990-3776. Tailgating season is here, and Botobox Wine is your winning beverage. With 4 bottles in one eco-friendly box, it's perfect for sharing and easy to bring along. It's so good in every way. Quality in every sip. Botobox, be open to anything. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21 or older. Mike in Fargo, you're on G&G Game Night. Let her fly.
Hey, good evening. I wish Tosh was still there. I was at that San Francisco playoff game last year, and Love had that one high pass to Kraft when we were moving the ball, but and that other interception at the end. But at the end of the day, we had a good chance to win out there. But being here today with Jacobs, the offensive line is playing really well, and They use the Brooks and Wilson pretty good. I'm just excited to get Marshawn Lloyd back. I know Tosh was talking about.
I wouldn't count on him.
Well, okay, but they're getting. We didn't have Jair, we didn't have Cooper too. So, but at the end of the day, being here, watching that game, body language on some of them 49ers players, the Debo and all them. Actually, I hope they do win the division so we can go out there and beat them again, because I just think that's how good we are. And the other thing, as far as Kraft, when that guy gets the ball, let me tell you, that guy's a stud. And, in the last 2 games, he's touched the ball 2 times, I think. And obviously he needs to get it more. hopefully getting Musgrave back here too. I think we're faster on defense with Cox in there and than Preston Smith. And I'm excited once we get Cooper back too. But I just think we're a lot better football team than the 49ers are. And going forward, I just think I think you're right. We'll be in Detroit for the NFC Championship, and I'll be driving home happy from that one too. But anyway, that first drive, also wanted to mention, I think we had a 12 or 15 play drive, and we are just so much better when Love's under center. And that's how we started out in San Fran last year. And I just think going forward here, when he's under center and Jacobs and using 3 running backs like we did today, we're going to be tough to beat.
And that 8 of the first 11 plays were rushes.
Yep. But I just, get Jair and Cooper back. I don't know when Jair's coming back, but Valentine, I thought, held his own. But the other thing I wanted to mention is Heath. He hasn't, last year he made a great touchdown catch, I think, in the Giants game. Some other key things that I think had a home game. He had a great touchdown catch. He hasn't seen the field much. Wicks, and I don't know if Dobbs with his concussion, but I'm not worried about Watson catching the next football. He dropped one. He probably won't drop another. And he's still got Wicks and Reed, and watching Wicks today on some of those route running, as long as he catches the ball, that guy's almost unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean, the Packers are just a better team, a tougher team. So,
I think with Eric Wilson in there today, I don't know. Walker, I thought, played really well. The Van Ness, they just seem to be getting to the quarterback and in a 4-man rush. They just seem to be getting home more. I know Trent Williams is gone, whatever. At the end of the day, if Bosa and Williams are there and Purdy, we still win this football game. Actually, I think we win it by just as much because those guys would have been fired up that much more. So anyway, the other thing is LaFleur. I think some of those using those 2 running backs in the back there, what's his name? Devondre Campbell ain't going to, cover those guys one-on-one. I thought they would have taken a few more shots there. But at the end of the day, going home with a win, rest up, don't eat too much turkey, come back and win Thursday night.
Sounds good. Thanks, Mike. 1-800-990-3776. The Botobox Fine Wine line still to come. Gary Ellerson, Matt LaFleur, Jordan Love, and Jason Wilde. Not necessarily in that order. And maybe you're next on the Botobox Fine Wine line.
More Green Bay Game Night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Think you're smarter than the people you hear on the radio? Well, time to prove it with our Trivia Showdown. Brought to you by Quizmaster. Go head-to-head with WTMJ personalities in trivia competition. Check WTMJ.com or text trivia to the WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620 for a list of dates and locations of our next Trivia Showdown. Benefiting Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. Only here on WTMJ.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta. Whether I'm headed to a big college football game or just need a reliable ride, I trust AccuTrans Group. They're a veteran-owned business that delivers top-notch transportation, perfect for game day or any event. From tailgates to team outings to corporate travel and weddings, AccuTrans has you covered. Booking is a breeze and their service is always safe and dependable. Visit AccuTransGroup.com to book your ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com, your go-to for reliable transportation this football season.
This holiday season, the Salvation Army needs your help. Bell ringers are working hard, and our service depends on generous donations like yours. Every dollar donated helps us provide meals, shelter, and emergency support to families in crisis, not just at Christmas, but all year long. From immediate need to long-term care, your donation can create lasting change in our communities. Join us in making a difference. Volunteer as a bell ringer or donate today. Visit salvationarmywi.org to learn how you can help.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Swing into action to experience Sweetgrass and Sage Run in 2025. The Island Resort and Casino Stay and Play packages are a hole-in-one. By blending award-winning golf with exceptional amenities, we've become the premier resort destination in the Midwest. But don't wait. These popular packages fill up fast. To book your 2025 golf getaway and secure your spot on the green, visit islandresortgolf.com today.
When severe weather hits and the power goes out, do you have a plan? For reliable power and peace of mind, propane can do that. It only takes about 10 seconds for a propane-powered generator to restore power to your home. So no matter what Mother Nature has in store, you know you're prepared. Learn more at WIPGA.org. This message is sponsored by your local propane provider and the Wisconsin Propane Education and Research Council.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
There was an incident on Blue Mountain Road going eastbound where 2 lanes are blocked.
Call me, Debbie Loziga, at the Hall Volkswagen Traffic Tip Line at 414-238-9329.
Hi, Debbie, Michael. I-94 eastbound, there is a crash that the sheriff now has the right lane blocked.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it? Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
TMJ.
Loves looking for Jaden Reed. Not there. Goes back the other way. Sets up a screen. Bouncing off of people and into the end zone. It's Tucker Kraft for the touchdown.
In the red zone, get it to the grown-ass man, Tucker Kraft. We'll hear from Gary Ellerson later on. He's the one who started that. Had Mark Tauscher, still to come Jason Wilde, and Gary Ellerson, and Matt LaFleur. But right now, by the way, the Bodo Bikes Fine Wine line, 1-800-990-3776. The Packers put a whooping on the 49ers, 38-10. It was appropriate as far as the dominance. Yards rushing, Packers 169, San Francisco 44. I wonder if the 49ers, under their current coach, have ever had a whooping as far as running the ball like that, where another team ran the ball almost 4 times as many yards. I'll bet that's never happened before. The Institute, you're going to have to look at it. Right now, Jordan Love about the win, the game, and everything else.
You would talk Wednesday about how that playoff loss kind of sat with you a little in the offseason, even though this 49ers team was a little bit different than the one y'all faced back then. Just how much did this mean to you to kind of get at least some measure of revenge?
Yeah, I mean, it feels good. I mean, anytime you can get a win, feels amazing. Obviously, like you said, coming off the playoff loss last year, we wanted to see these guys, and they had a couple injuries, things like that. But it feels good, and I think any win feels good.
I think we've all seen the potential for this offense at times. Your search for consistency is tonight just about what you were looking for in that regard.
Yeah, I think we're better. I still think there's areas we can clean up and improve on. But like we always say, it's never going to be perfect. But I think red zone, was a focus for us. and definitely think we executed well down there. And then obviously third down, there's still room for improvement, but I think it was better.
You mentioned red zone's obviously been a problem all year. I think you're 5 for 5 tonight. What did you like about how you guys executed down there?
Yeah, I mean, we were, I think it all started with the run game. I think we were making some big plays in the run game, and O-line was doing a great job giving Josh some lanes, and then just handing the ball to 8. 3 touchdowns on the ground for him. Big night for him, but, I think it's all started up front. Obviously, Tuck had that screen. Just great execution there. But like I said before, it just comes down to executing the plays and finding ways to get in the end zone.
What did you think when you heard Purdy and Bosa weren't going to play? And, a win is a win, but what do you take from it? I mean, that's their quarterback and their best defensive player.
Yeah, I mean, it's the NFL. They got other good players. So, we've had injuries. Guys are banged up, you got to go find a way to win no matter who's out there. So, it's tough for them, but we'll take the win.
Jordan, it had been a couple games since the defense had gotten a takeaway for you. What was it like to just see them go kind of on a binge there?
No, it was awesome. Like you said, it's been a couple games where they haven't got one, but, this is what they've done other than those couple games the whole season, being able to generate takeaways. And, we talked all week about playing complementary ball. And, they got takeaways, and it turned into points for us, on offense. So those were some big-time plays, and I think they happened just at the right time. So definitely look forward to some more of those.
Jordan, go ahead.
Over the last several seasons, San Fran has been really dominant on both lines, offensive and defensive line. To be able to impose your will, run the ball, and do that type of stuff today against the opponent who has been the measuring stick in this conference for a long time, what did that mean?
Yeah, no, I think we have a really good O-line, and I think they've been doing great things all season, and especially in the run game. And then just having a guy like Josh Jacobs in the backfield to be able to hand him the ball, and just the explosive plays he makes, and just the way he's able to make people miss, is the reason why those things are happening. And like you said, that's a good D-line. Obviously, they're missing one of their best guys out there, but I think we did a really good job up front being able to take advantage of that, and it helped us in the pass game too, able to set up that pass. So I think it's just credit to our O-line and then the running backs.
3 scoring drives, by the way, to begin the day against a really good 49er defense. How important was it for you to get your team out to a fast start?
Very important. We talk about it all the time. Especially just that opening drive, to be able to, get the ball first and go down there and put up a touchdown is huge. That's what we talk about all throughout the week is, maximizing that opening drive. And, really, I think it really puts the pressure on the other team when you do that. So, like you said, to be able to get points on the first 3 drives is huge. And, there's stuff to build on, but that's the way we want to start the game.
You've been here long enough, Jordan, to know that you guys don't always buy guys or sign guys in free agency. Between on the field and locker room and off the field, what has it meant for Xavier? Meant that you guys have Xavier and Josh here?
It's been huge. I mean, those are 2 guys who've been, pivotal playmakers for us. And, just talking about Josh, the offensive end to, get a running back like that who's just so explosive, and just also the leadership aspect that he brings to this team is huge. And then Xavier McKinney on the back end, the plays he makes, the turnovers he generates, those are 2 very impactful players for us, and they've been doing some really good things. So I'm very, very fortunate that we got them.
It's been kind of a disjointed season for you because of the injuries and everything. Do you have any sense of feeling like things are starting to come together down the stretch run, or can you tell that at all?
No, I do. Moving past the injuries a little bit and just pushing through. But I think collectively as a whole, especially on offense, I feel we're getting back into our rhythm, and just got to keep finding that consistency. But I like the things we did tonight. So it'll just be continuing to improve on that, continue to build on the mistakes and the little things we need to clean up. But just continue to strive for that consistency, and continue to generate the explosive plays, which I feel like we're doing a great job at. But I do feel like we're kind of finding that stride and hitting that groove.
How meaningful for your confidence maybe as a team to be able to control the line of scrimmage, to run the way you wanted to, knowing down the stretch here that stuff is kind of vitally important as you head toward the postseason?
Yeah, no, it'll be huge. Like you said, that's something that we're going to have to lean on in this kind of final stretch of the season is that run game. And I think O-line has been doing a great job, and they will continue to do that. And, obviously, it all starts up front. We always talk about it. If you can get the run game going, it'll just make life easier in the pass game and different things. But it'll help you set more things up, too. But I think that's going to be, a big piece for us to lean on in the second half of the season.
Probably easier off of a 4-touchdown win, but what's the biggest challenge on a 4-day turnaround this week for you?
Yeah, it's always very challenging, turning around, just trying to get your body right back. And like we said, it's going to be a very quick week, short week. So trying to get all the film in and the game plan in order. But it's always tough. So, Miami Dolphins are in the same boat as us. So there's no complaining about it. But it's always tough. It's just a shorter week, and everything gets condensed down. But I think the biggest thing is just trying to get our bodies back. We got a couple guys banged up. So we'll see who we got, but just trying to get that body back.
Along those lines, what does this week look like for you mentally? If you start looking at Miami tonight, do you look at this game at all? I guess what does the mental part of this look like?
Yeah, I'll watch this game tonight and just kind of review it, but it'll be a very tight turnaround. We'll start watching Dolphins probably tonight as well. They're for sure in the morning, and then we're right to game planning and getting everything right. But it's always a tough turnaround because you kind of get 2 days crunched into one, and then Wednesday's here before you know it. So just getting ready is going to be the hard part. But I know coaches do a great job game planning, getting us ready, and having great stuff.
No interceptions today. How much of a conscientious effort has that been for you coming out of the bye week, and how would you evaluate your decision making?
No, it's definitely been a huge area that me and myself included, have just been trying to focus on. We talk about as a team just winning the ball, and it starts with me not having any turnovers and any interceptions. And it was good. I think there was a couple of plays that there was one I threw to Christian that I didn't see the flat defender. He made a play, but Christian did a good job to break that ball up. But it's definitely something I just got to keep improving on, keep being smart with the ball and making great decisions. Yeah, it's definitely something that we will focus on as a team.
How do you feel about complimentary football today? A lot of recent wins have been by one score today. So you're able to lengthen the...
Yeah, no, I think it was, we talked about in the locker room, that was what we, strive for coming in this game, and I think it's what we did a good job at. The defense generating turnovers, anytime you can get those, and now we get a short field on offense, you got to find ways to come away with points, and we did that. So talking about complementary plays and just playing off each other, but it starts with the defense being able to come away with those turnovers.
What was working so well with Roman that one drive, you had the 3 third-down conversions to him?
Sorry, say that again?
It's working so well with Romeo. You had the 3 third-down conversions with him, and then what do you miss if he can't go on Thursday?
Yeah, no, Rome, he's doing a great job just creating that separation, making it easy for me just to get him the ball. And then I think he was doing a great job of just trying to get those extra yards. He's catching the ball, and he's trying to get to the end zone. So, like you said, we'll see what's going on with Romeo, but, we're definitely a guy that we need out there. But if he can't go, I know we got a lot of depth in that receiver room, and Malik Heath did a great job, had a touchdown tonight, so I'm confident that we'll have guys ready to go. But yeah, like you said, Rome was doing a great job on that drive, and a guy we got to keep trying to get the ball to.
2 more.
Hey, Jordan, I'm sorry you talked about this at the beginning, but you said during the week that you were, as a team, definitely hungry against these guys because of the way they finished off your last 3 seasons. You can still see them in the playoffs. They're not completely out of it. But what does a win like this mean against that team, even if they're missing pieces? What does it mean for you guys?
No, it's huge. we talked about it all week. Just the fact that they knocked us out, and the last time we played them, we lost. So, we knew it was going to be a 4-quarter fight, and obviously, like you said, them not having guys out there, it's tough for them. But it feels good to be able to go out there and make a win, and have a win like this. So, we're going to move past it now, but it definitely feels good.
The relief of not winning on the last play of the game?
Yeah, it's definitely a relief. It's a lot less stressful that way, and I think it's a lot more fun on the sideline to be able to be a part of a win like this. But, it's a credit to everybody in that locker room, to be able to put together a 4-quarter battle. And, at halftime it was, probably closer than we would have liked it. But to come out there that second half, generate those turnovers and kind of just pull away, it's fun.
Yeah, Jordan Love. How could you ask a question about interceptions and not mention he was lucky he didn't throw 2 today? Even I give him credit. He brought it up. Come on. Ring the bell and tip-tap for this holiday season. Salvation Army salutes bell ringers and asks that you donate into the Red Kettles or electronically with tip-tap. That's a good idea, good change, good addition. Your support helps those in need throughout Wisconsin. Salvation Army. Gary Ellerson. Wonder what his opening line will be. Next.
Green and gold fans, it's game day. And you know what that means. Tailgating with friends and raising a glass to our favorite team. This season, make Bacardi the star of your pregame party. Whether you're mixing up a classic Bacardi and cola, refreshing Bacardi lime and soda, or a smooth spiced and cola, Bacardi is the perfect pick for game day fun. Grab a bottle and get ready to cheer on Green Bay with the best in hand. Available now at your local retailer. Live passionately, drink responsibly. Bacardi USA, Miami, Florida. Rum 40% alcohol by volume.
They were talking about doing a few things to spruce up their home, and I knew where they were coming from. Sometimes you don't even realize it, but then it hits you. You've had the same look in your home forever. And that's why Jan and Bob came to see me. And I told them they came to the right place. Because here, you'll find a bunch of choices to spruce up your home for less. They had a stone fireplace with empty walls on either side. I suggested glass shelves. She hated their old bathtub, so I showed her our glass shower door displays. They had kind of a small living room, so I thought strip mirrors would really open it up. And after we priced out my suggestions, they were surprised at the bottom line. Wait till they see their home after we're through. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Planning for retirement is like planning a road trip. You wouldn't start a long journey without a map, right? The same goes for your financial future. Every retirement plan needs the right tools. Social Security is one of those critical tools. But did you know when and how you claim your benefits can dramatically affect your retirement income? At Drake & Associates, we'll help you navigate the twists and turns of Social Security. Our team can guide you on when to start collecting benefits to maximize your income. Don't leave your retirement journey to chance. Call us or text SS to 414-409-9982. That's SS to 414-409-9982. Let us help you map out a secure and enjoyable retirement.
Drake & Associates is an independent investment advisory firm that offers different investment vehicles. All insurance products are backed by the issuing insurance company. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only.
I remember a guy by the name of Al Stankovich. Oh, yes.
Ben and Arvid Huth, brothers and owners of Penny Mustard Furnishings.
I have never seen children so well behaved as his children. And I remember saying to him, wow, your kids are well behaved. He looked at me and said, well, we work on it. His son looked at me and says, yep, he works on it. I'll never forget that line from his son, who was maybe 8, 9 years old at the time. But Al and his wife bought, it was the first big bedroom set we ever sold. It was the Paramount bedroom set. It was a beautiful bedroom set we had at the time, made in Spencer, Wisconsin. I don't think he knew, and I think we were scared to tell him that it was the biggest sale we ever made at the point in time. But it was an absolute huge sale. I think we were dancing after he walked out the door.
Well, I think we were in the store at 11:30 or midnight, just visiting with them. They're just
nice people,
really nice people, and it was just one of the perfect all-around transactions.
Yes.
Nice people,
good customer, just a good guy. His wife was really nice.
Yep,
I remember that sale.
I delivered that.
See more at pennymustard.com.
Think you're smarter than the people you hear on the radio? Well, time to prove it with our Trivia Showdown. Brought to you by Quizmaster. Go head-to-head with WTMJ personalities in trivia competition. Check WTMJ.com or text trivia to the WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620 for a list of dates and locations of our next Trivia Showdown. Benefiting Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. Only here on WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
You heard the final whistle. That means the postgame is ready to roll. This is Green Bay Game Night, powered by ESPN Wisconsin. Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios in downtown Milwaukee, alongside former Badgers and Packers running back Gary Ellerson. Here's the Emmy Award winner, Homer.
Yes, the Packers win 38-10 over the 49ers. And let's find it, the last time a 49ers team under their current coach had the opposition rush the ball for about 4 times as many yards. It was 169-44. The show continues, and now, former Badger, former Packer, Gary Ellerson gets his opening statement. Fire away, let her fly.
You know what, Homer? I feel like the Emmy Award winner introduction sounds better than the former Packer and Badger.
All right. You do your intro now. And joining us now with his own intro is Gary Ellerson.
I would like to be the Emmy Award-winning Gary Ellerson than Packer or Badger.
All right. That works. Joining us now, Emmy Award-winning Gary Ellerson with his opening comments. And yes, he also did play running back for the University of Wisconsin and for the Green Bay Packers. And I mention that because not as much as I am, but he is getting closer to the Don Hudson era where everybody that remembers how good he was is dead. How do you like that one?
Yeah, that's not good.
I didn't think so.
Fine.
All right, let her fly.
You're okay.
Emmy Award winner, Gary Ellerson, his thoughts.
Well, I need to figure out. Well, hold on. I need to figure out how to get an Emmy. So we'll let that slide.
I thought you probably. Hold
going-
on. I assumed you had one with the show you do on Spectrum with Leroy Butler and Dennis Krause.
No, I don't. I don't have an Emmy. Maybe I need Larson.
I'm gonna check. I think that show may have won one, but I'll work on that for you.
Yeah, you work on that. I need an Emmy, man. That sounds great, man.
Okay.
You know what? I wanted to be mad with the Packers. I mean, I really did in the first half because I thought it was a team that no Trent Williams, right? No Purdy. No, you're missing Bosa, and then we dropped Watson dropped the touchdown there right before halftime, and I just I don't like when the 49ers hang around, but then as I sat through the game, eventually we got some turnovers and things turned in our favor. But, Homer, I still think at the end of the day, I still think the Packers still have a lot to clean up. I still think they're a team that
lot to clean up?
Yeah, a lot to clean up. Yeah, they still have room for growth. I mean, I think if you start looking at teams who they're going to be playing or who they got to beat, you can't drop passes. You still had drops today. You just can't do it. You still had some penalties today. And I don't know, the defense missed Jair. We played a lot of zone. I still feel like I felt like it was Joe Barry's defense all over again in certain phases where we gave them a lot of room to catch passes. So it's an ascending team. I still think they're getting better. I don't think they're where they need to be. I mean, you know the road goes through the Detroit Lions, it feels like. I mean, I think them jokers are scoring like, over 30 points a game? And if you're going to try to keep up with that, you can't have – they need to tighten their game up a little bit more than what they have so far.
Everything you say is accurate, and they still won 38-10. Think of that.
Yeah, is that a product of really of the 49ers not being so good, or is that a product of how good the Green Bay Packers are?
Well, I would say, and I know you know that, and then you believe this, that it's partially about where San Francisco is at. But when you make the things you mentioned that the Packers did, and they still won 38-10, that has to stand as impressive. And I'm going by this because I want somebody to look it up, the Institute. And unlike last week when somebody did bring something up and I wasn't on Twitter, name if it's ever happened, and I'm not sure that it has, that a Kyle Shanahan coach team had the opposition run the ball for 4 times as many yards. Do you believe that's ever? I mean, the only one I would add to Gary is like they put a whooping on this team.
No, they really did, and I think the identity, I feel like the Packers are changing right in front of your eyes. You know, I've always talked about they should get behind Josh Jacobs and run him more.
They did today.
And I think, well, in the last 2 or 3 games they have. I think you see the identity shifting a little bit away, not necessarily from Jordan Love because he can make all the throws, but they still leaning on Josh Jacobs a little bit more than they have. And I think it just gets to be a little bit more, where they're playing bully ball with Josh Jacobs. You see the offensive line is firing off the football. And Matt LaFleur came with some great creative run plays out the gate, a little misdirection.
I was going to ask you about that because they seemed different to me, but I'm not.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, and I know my good friend Mark Tauscher, my Badger buddy, I'm sure he talked about it. But they did some different run schemes that I haven't seen this year. And that's a product to Matt LaFleur's scheming guys to get big chunk yards. That's what we saw in this game early on.
And we will get the high-energy play of the game brought to you by Water Joe. That is next, along with your calls on the Boda Box Fine Wine line, 1-800-990-3776. And we may have a new name, I hope, the no longer Green Bay game night, but the G&G game night. I hope that
Homer.
lives. Yes.
Homer, how do I get the Boda Box? I'm still waiting on that.
I'll take care of you. I didn't know that that needed to be done, but it's fabulous.
Yeah.
And everything about it is good, which you will say after we get it to you, and we will. We normally wait until somebody gets an Emmy Award, but in your case, we'll make the exception.
Okay.
Next.
You're good. All
Next.
Right.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
There was an incident on Blue Mountain Road going eastbound where 2 lanes are blocked.
Call me, Debbie Loziga, at the Hall Volkswagen traffic tip line at 414-238-9329.
Hi, Debbie, Michael. I-94 eastbound, there is a crash that the sheriff now has the right lane blocked.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it? Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesch Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, serviced, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
Swing into action to experience Sweetgrass and Sage Run in 2025. The Island Resort and Casino Stay and Play packages are a hole-in-one. By blending award-winning golf with exceptional amenities, we've become the premier resort destination in the Midwest. But don't wait. These popular packages fill up fast. To book your 2025 golf getaway and secure your spot on the green, visit islandresortgolf.com today.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Another MVP has joined the roster at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Dr. Michael Nolte. Expertscape recently named him part of the top 1% of spine expertise in the world. Dr. Nolte has published over 50 peer-reviewed articles in leading scientific journals and authored more than 100 national presentations. They added this MVP specialist for orthopedic, neurosurgical, and spine care because at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. If you want to win at tailgating, you need to Boatify your beverage choice. Boatybox wine is the ultimate addition to your tailgate party. This premium wine comes in an eco-friendly box, fitting perfectly in your cooler or trunk. And there's no heavy glass or corkscrew to deal with. One 3-liter Boatybox is the equivalent of 4 bottles of wine, so it's great for sharing. Bring the wine that wins with wine critics, where there's quality in every sip. Boatybox. Be open to anything. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21 or older. Boatybox Vineyards, Manteca, California.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, president of Adam, the automobile dealers of Metro Milwaukee. I want to thank all the participating new car member dealers, and especially all of you who helped us recently present a check to Feeding America of Eastern Wisconsin for over $72,000 just by having your oil changed at an Adam member dealer. The donation provided over 220,000 healthy meals to those in need. Thank you again for changing your oil and changing lives.
Think you're smarter than the people you hear on the radio? Well, time to prove it with our Trivia Showdown. Brought to you by Quizmaster. Go head-to-head with WTMJ personalities in trivia competition. Check WTMJ.com or text trivia to the WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620 for a list of dates and locations of our next Trivia Showdown. Benefiting Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. Only here on WTMJ.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ. The biggest plays.
Love zips it in there. It's caught for the touchdown, Romeo Doubs.
To set the tone for the green and gold. It's time for the high-energy play of the game.
Protected as well, firing in the middle of the field. Touchdown in the middle, Jaden Reed.
Presented by Water Joe. Water with a work ethic.
This could be tough for Gary Ellerson. The high-energy play of the game. You got so many rushes by Josh Jacobs, but that might not be one. I have no idea where Gary Ellerson is going to go. Packers win 38-10, and that's about how close it was. Gary mentioned all the things that, like the drop pass by Watson. I tweeted, you could have caught that pass, whoever you are.
I want you to stop doing that. Why you allowed to do that?
Well, that was a pass that, I don't know, that was a pass that somebody who walks out on a football field and plays in loafers could have caught. That was like catching a beach ball, is what it was.
First of all, you'd have never got the line of scrimmage to even catch the ball.
That is all true. That is all true.
What are you talking about?
But catching that pass was like catching a beach ball. That's what I should have said. Do you agree? Do you disagree with that?
You couldn't do it.
Okay, fine. That's what I said.
And none of our listeners couldn't do it either.
You
need to stop minimizing. You need to stop minimizing these pro athletes and how great they are.
No, I know how great they are.
By saying I could have done it. Or
all right, you're right. I'm going to change
it.
that. No, I'm going to go back on Twitter. I'm going to change that and say that catching that pass was like catching a beach ball.
Oh my God!
Was it not? Come on.
Fine.
How do you describe how easy that pass was to catch? What's the easiest pass you ever dropped playing football at any level?
Well, I'm sure I've dropped some, but I mean, it goes with the territory. You play long enough, you're going to drop some passes. You play long enough, you're going to fumble the ball. You play long enough, you're going to miss some blocks.
And some
play
are
long
worse.
enough, you're going to make mistakes.
Correct,
yeah.
I agree. Some are worse than others, though. You would agree also.
Yeah. You play long enough, you're going to miss some jump shots. You play long enough, you're going to double dribble.
Yeah.
You play long enough, you're going to carry.
Yeah, if you play long enough, you might miss a layup in the pregame warm-up, but that still stands as different than missing a three at the buzzer. But, yes, I am going to change. I will no longer ever make a comment making reference to a person not in the NFL and what they could have done in such a situation. You're right. That's
fine.
That what happens is that for people like you, then it gets lost in arguing about that versus the point was. How incredible. All right, the high energy play of the game was actually your comments on me right now, but that doesn't qualify.
Okay.
Any play of the game stood out? Any stand out for you?
Well, of course, Josh Jacobs umpteen touchdowns, but let me go with Tucker Kraft because I haven't seen him that much lately.
In the red zone.
Let me go with my guy.
Yes, yeah. Grown-ass man, courtesy.
My grown-ass man, Tucker Kraft. Come on.
I expect him, and I know it's hard to do this, but I feel like he could be in the red zone and score a touchdown every week. Every week.
He could. Yeah.
That's too hard. It's hard. But I feel like in the red zone, you should have two things. You got Jacobs and you got Tucker Kraft. Now, there are other things as well, but those are the two things that I would want every other team to go, if we don't stop that, they will score every time in the red zone. And then that opens other things up.
Right.
Yeah, Tucker Kraft. You just wanted to say your phrase for him. Go ahead. Say it again.
Yeah, grown-ass man. Gam.
Yes.
Yeah, he gam.
Yes, all right.
All day.
Excellent choice. The high-energy play of the game brought to you by Water Joe. Hydrate and energize with Water Joe. No sugar, no additives, and no off flavors. Just two simple ingredients, water and caffeine. Find Water Joe for only 99 cents per bottle at your local Festival Foods. Line up for Gary Ellerson, 1-800-990-3776. The Botobox Fine Wine Line with him is next.
More Green Bay Game Night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service. It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey, riding with you every mile since 1977.
Get ready for the moment we've all been waiting for. It's the 300K season finale giveaway at Potawatomi. Friday, December 20th, watch your entries from Bird Bash, Cash Clash, and Winter Stash. All pile into one massive drawing for a chance at up to 50 grand cash. Be there to win your share. December 20th, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at paysbig.com/finale. Must be 21 years old to play.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
If you want to win at tailgating, you need to Botify your beverage choice. Botabox wine is the ultimate addition to your tailgate party. This premium wine comes in an eco-friendly box, fitting perfectly in your cooler or trunk. And there's no heavy glass or corkscrew to deal with. One 3-liter Botabox is the equivalent of 4 bottles of wine, so it's great for sharing. Bring the wine that wins with wine critics, where there's quality in every sip. Botabox. Be open to anything. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21 or older. Botabox Vineyards, Manteca, California.
This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics, and I want to talk about exactly what we do. When you come here, you're going to get 2 shots with 2 very small needles. One will be a medication called Toradol. which is a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory, completely different from a standard steroid or cortisone injection. This medication is safe and a great pain reliever. The other will be hyaluronic acid, which is a naturally occurring fluid found in all of our joints. What hyaluronic acid does is it helps recoat the inside surfaces to provide cushioning and lubrication. It helps slow down the osteoarthritis process to a point where patients may not need surgery. All of this combined with using our state-of-the-art Ultra G machine developed by NASA has produced profound results. What we do works. And the best part about this is that insurance covers most of our patients' treatments. Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Think you're smarter than the people you hear on the radio? Well, time to prove it with our Trivia Showdown. Brought to you by Quizmaster. Go head-to-head with WTMJ personalities in trivia competition. Check WTMJ.com or text trivia to the WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620 for a list of dates and locations of our next Trivia Showdown. Benefiting Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. Only here on WTMJ.
It's Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
It's McKinney again. Xavier McKinney blocks down the sideline. He goes. Finally knocked out of bounds inside the 25. His 7th of the year. It ties for the league lead and a huge one for Green Bay.
It will go down as one of the great moves by Goody, the free agent signing of Xavier McKinney, because not only the signing, but being willing to pay as much money as he did. That's not what the Packers do very often, but when they've done it, Charles Woodson, another example, this season can exist and take place at a level only because of the addition of Xavier McKinney. Now, the question is, will the host of what used to be Green Bay Game Night, I want it to be G&G Game Night, we'll see if that flies. Gary Ellerson, it will go down as one of the great moves. Not going to be equal to Jordan Love drafting, but might be number 2. And then Josh Jacobs would be number 3. Maybe Jacobs would probably be ahead of Xavier McKinney just because he's a running back. What do you say?
You know, if you think about this, Homer, they took advantage of 2 horrible run franchises. If you look at the New York Giants, a travesty what they did to that team.
Yes.
They let go Saquon Barkley because they didn't want to pay him. They let go Xavier McKinney because they didn't want to pay him.
They let go their 2 best players.
The dude that they did pay, they cut him yesterday.
Yes.
How bad is that?
It's hard to be that bad. Even if you're bad, you're usually not that bad. That's the great line on the Giants. Even when they're good, they're bad. And when they're bad, they're real bad. Yeah, that's this season.
We should, and I know if you start comparing things and like, Manning and, they won a couple more Super Bowls than we did. Would you trade that for now and all? I just think you got to be thankful to be a Packer fan and how successful that they have been for the last 40 years.
Yes, and I want to
emphasize. You may have wanted more Super Bowls.
Yeah, but I want to emphasize, and I feel this way about the Bucs. I only need one. I want more than one, but you have to experience one. And when you do, it's forever. And granted, at different ages with the Packers and theirs.
And
but
if you
go ahead.
Right, and if you get one with each different starting quarterback, is unbelievable.
Yes, I mean that's why right now, as much as everybody views a team, an importance of a championship based on how much you like the team. That's what it is. But I really want the Brewers to win a championship because their fans or people have never experienced it. Never.
No.
Never. And never hurts.
Never.
The Bucs, they can screw things up for the next 10 years, 15 years. You don't want it,
Right.
but it doesn't matter because they in the club, we have that memory forever. Game 6, Giannis puts up 50.
Yeah.
You'd love more, and you've had 2 with the Packers with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, but you got to have one. I think of the Cubs fans or even the White Sox fans. They got that. And they can stink for, I used to say 10 years. I think it can be a lifetime.
But if you talk to most Packer fans, they would tell you we should have had more than one with Brett Favre, and we should have had more than one with Aaron Rodgers.
I would agree with that. But that's nothing like not having one.
Thank you.
I mean, I think of that of take like Marquette. Marquette's got it. All right, it's a million years ago, and at some point you have to get another one because that's what I call it, Don Hudson. Everybody was there is dead, and that doesn't help. You have to have been, I don't know, how old would you say? At least 10 to count a championship. Between 10 and until you're dead.
Okay.
I don't know. Can you appreciate it at 8 or 6?
I don't like this death radio we're talking about.
No,
right
but
now.
it's forget death.
You keep talking about
need to
people
have
dying.
one
What's
in
wrong
your
with
life.
you?
I mean, you know what it feels like. You know what it was like with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers at better. You know what it's like with the Bucs. That's forever. You never, ever lose that. So anyway, all right, I'll leave death out. Kyle, you're on Green and Gold or soon to be G&G game night. Packers whooped, and we have not yet had anybody respond to my belief that Kyle Shanahan coach team has never had an opponent with 4 times as many rushing yards in a game, but we'll see. Kyle, you're on with Gary Ellerson. Don't talk death.
No, absolutely not. Why would I? The Packers won. You got to be positive. It's the fine wine hour. Fine wine. You got to be excited here. Hey, first of all, Homer, thank you for taking this call. I was a huge fan growing up, and one of the best moments of my childhood is my dad took me to a tasting at the old Brett Favre Steakhouse for Pack Attack and Channel 12. I remember meeting you. Chamura was there. I think Leroy was there as well, that show. But one of the best memories I ever had, one of my favorite shows. So thank you for that, first of all. Gary.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Homer. Huge. Gary, I still get, my parents have for, I don't know if I can say it, but for Channel 1, and I watch after each show, and every Monday I watch your show with you, Dennis, and Leroy. You guys always do a great job. And even, I live in Queens, New York. I live in Queens now. I'm from Wisconsin, but every month I watch you. So thank you for that, Gary.
Well, thank you for calling in. What you got?
All right. First of all, living in Queens, New York, it's great being around Jets and Giants fans. You're talking about dysfunctional franchise. No matter what they do, the Jets always out-Jets themselves, and it's hilarious. When Rodgers came in, them being cocky, showing off, nothing happened. And then same thing with the Giants. I have PTSD. I was at that game where Tommy DeVito has the game of his life, and of course it's against us. But again, they're both poorly run franchises, and I am blessed to be a Packer fan. My question, though, is you've got to do something about the lack of pass rush. It's still nothing. Yeah. Lucas Van Ness finally earned a participation trophy today, but still nothing from Gary, nothing from Kenny Clark. What do you do to address? It just has to get better. When you play the Lions in a couple weeks, or when you play a team with a more physical O-line, they're going to get manhandled. It doesn't matter you have Evan Williams and Xavier McKinney. It doesn't matter. If the quarterback has 6 seconds, and no pressure, he's going to find an open wide receiver. So I don't know if it's one-on-one battles or what has to be done, because I feel like that's going to hurt them, and not just in this season, but I feel like that's what's going to keep them packing up in the playoffs is the lack of pass rush.
I mean, I wouldn't disagree with that, especially when they play Detroit. I mean, Detroit's going to try to bully ball. They're going to try to run the football down their throat. That's what they've done with everybody. I mean, they've got Montgomery. They have Gibbs. I mean, you look at Jared Goff. You've got to be able to get him off his spot when he decides to throw it. But hell, as of lately, he's only been throwing the ball like 18 times a game because they don't have to, because their run game is so good. What you got to hope is that the Packers somehow, or Jeff Hafley somehow, get a little bit more creative in how to attack that Lions offense. I thought last time they played the Lions, the Packers beat themselves. The Lions didn't necessarily beat them. That's the way I feel about it.
Well, yeah, but why don't the Packers play bully ball on them? Give it to Jacobs.
I think you're going to get the reverse. You'll get the reverse of that this time, finally.
All right, Kyle, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. 1-800-990-3776. Tausch is on fire. He said, because I think the only concern I have of this game is some more bad passes by Jordan Love. He was lucky. That's the only thing. He was lucky there wasn't an interception. There's just no other word to put it. Lucky. Do you agree with that, Gary?
Lucky win.
That he didn't get a ball intercepted. There were at least two where it could have happened. I don't know, the one where he threw it, it was the double coverage on Watson was stupid, and I have to look in the other one where the guy just dropped the pass. It just should have been intercepted. So, he still threw a couple, and he didn't have to do that much. So Tausch's line was the running game. You got to help Jordan Love help himself, LaFleur.
Right. That's why you got to run the football.
Yes, that's right. And I like that line because there are various times that it would apply to players, not just quarterbacks. You need to help the player to help himself in whatever you do. You play a certain way or do something like that. But I don't know. It's almost like I had to change, and I was willing to, with the Packers and their defense against the Bears because for all practical purposes, they blew it at the end of the game and couldn't stop them. They just got bailed out by a missed field goal. And Jordan Love just got bailed out today by one and possibly two passes that should have been intercepted. But maybe he was unlucky in other games. But I don't think he played a game in which you said, no, that's what you want. There were, some passes that were just.
What are your poll questions today?
All right, let's break, and then we'll come back to the poll questions, and maybe we'll add one if you wish as well. 1-800-990-3776 if you'd like to participate in the Boda Box Fine Wine line. Still to come, we will have Jason Wilde, and Gary Ellerson will decide if we want to hear from Matt LaFleur. Next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Think you're smarter than the people you hear on the radio? Well, time to prove it with our Trivia Showdown. Brought to you by Quizmaster. Go head-to-head with WTMJ personalities in trivia competition. Check WTMJ.com or text trivia to the WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620 for a list of dates and locations of our next Trivia Showdown. Benefiting Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. Only here on WTMJ.
Get your hydration on track with Water Joe. Water Joe has 0 calories, 0 sugars, 0 artificial sweeteners, and 0 carbs. Get a 700-milliliter bottle of Water Joe at your local Festival Foods for 99 cents now until December 8th. Just purified water infused with a kick of caffeine. It's a great alternative to sugary sodas, sugary coffee, or energy drinks. Get that 700-milliliter bottle of Water Joe for only 99 cents through December 8th at your local Festival Foods location.
Swing into action to experience Sweetgrass and Sage Run in 2025. The Island Resort and Casino Stay and Play packages are a hole-in-one. By blending award-winning golf with exceptional amenities, we've become the premier resort destination in the Midwest. But don't wait. These popular packages fill up fast. To book your 2025 golf getaway and secure your spot on the green, visit islandresortgolf.com today.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
By now you've probably figured out what's most important to us at Semper-Fi is our reputation. Building a great character-driven remodeling company is actually quite easy. It's just the first 20 years that are a bit challenging. Great companies are collections of great people, and we have great people. They're the ones that helped us build our reputation, but they only come after you've built something they want to be part of. We don't necessarily have to look for good people. They come to us. And that's what you want when you hire an exterior remodeling company. Someone who's going to stand behind their work, and a company that is truly proud of their people. And it's because they do great work. And when you're ready, we'll do great work for you too. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper-Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper-Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper-Fi.
When severe weather hits and the power goes out, do you have a plan? For reliable power and peace of mind, propane can do that. It only takes about 10 seconds for a propane-powered generator to restore power to your home. So no matter what Mother Nature has in store, you know you're prepared. Learn more at WIPGA.org. This message is sponsored by your local propane provider and the Wisconsin Propane Education and Research Council.
Wisconsin volleyball has a new home.
It's match point in Madison.
Catch all the excitement of the 2024 season.
Booth and Spreck putting up that Wisconsin wall.
And don't miss out on moments like this.
Booth dunks it down with two hands, and that's a point for Wisconsin. Set Spreck, kill Franklin.
Badgers volleyball on WTMJ is presented by Steinhoffels. Don't miss any of the action right here on Wisconsin's radio station, 620 WTMJ.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. React to the game by calling the Boda Box Wine Line, 800-990-3776.
Jacobs, no shot, barreling forward, touchdown again, number 3 for Jacobs in Green Bay.
Yeah, number 3 for Josh Jacobs, the future green and gold game night, or as Tausch says it, G&G. I think that's got a chance. Pebble, you think that's got a chance?
It's got a chance for the vernacular of you saying it, but for purposes of sponsorships for this show, I don't think it's going to happen.
Really? Because we can't make the G's.
I would agree with Pebble on that.
Really?
Yeah, I would.
You can't use the G's like it's a Packer G, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not. You don't think it's better than Green Bay game night? Well, all right. So duly noted. All right. Before we get to our Discount Liquor Twitter poll questions, and maybe one that Gary would like to add, Gary, as he does so well, on a partner. Take it away.
I'm talking about my good friends over at the Jewelry Center. 3 locations locally, guys, in the Milwaukee area: Greenfield, Burlington, and in Brookfield. Go check my good friend out, Dean Murray. He's the owner over there. Well, he'll give you the best possible deal on any piece of jewelry that he has in his store. And these lab-grown diamonds, guys, you can save a lot of money on the lab-grown diamonds over at the Jewelry Center. And if you're looking to trade in your old gold or jewelry, my good friend Dean Murray is going to give you the most money for your old gold and jewelry. So, folks, make sure today, if you're looking for that piece of jewelry for your special someone, go check my good friends out today at the Jewelry Center and ask to see the owner, Dean Murray. And when you do, to get that discount, you got to tell them that Gary Ellerson sent you.
All right, let's get the Discount Liquor Twitter poll questions and have votes from Gary Ellerson. Pebble, what do we got?
All right, so our first poll question we put up today was from Tausch, who didn't want to take the low-hanging fruit of Josh Jacobs for dog of the game, so he went with the offensive line. Homer went with Matt LaFleur, so we put up the poll question for Green Bay game night. If you can't give it to Josh Jacobs, who should be the sit dog of the game in the Packers' 38-10 win over the 49ers? Matt LaFleur, offensive line, 81% took the offensive line right now, 19% with Matt LaFleur.
So can I give you another name?
Sure, yes.
Xavier McKinney.
Yeah.
Yeah, how can you not?
No, every game you seem to like him more.
Right, don't you?
Yes.
How can you not?
Yes.
Wait a minute now, and I could have missed. Did he cause a fumble tonight?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I thought it was
okay.
Nixon caused one, and then Van Ness
that was
caused.
Nixon. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Next
and
poll
Van Ness
question.
got a sack.
Yes, he did with his helmet.
And then our second poll question on Green Bay game, that even with today's throttling of the 49ers, would you still have major anxiety if the Packers ended up being the 5 seed heading out to San Francisco to play the 49ers in the first round of the playoffs? Yes, 72% of the vote right now. No, 28%.
And the key there, Gary, is the word major. Is there going to be anxiety? Yeah, but major? No. I think the Packers are a better football team than the 49ers. Major? The quarterback's
major
hurt.
Anxiety.
Really?
No. If they got to go to San Fran, is that the question?
Yes.
If they got to go to San Fran with Brock Purdy, with Trent Williams, right?
Yeah, but they're all they're all going to be hurt. They're I mean, like Purdy.
No. We're just saying if they're healthy, and we got to go out there and play a playoff game.
Right.
Major anxiety.
All right, I want to say, and I'll ask you this: you tell me, I don't see how they can be healthy. They got serious injuries. They may be healthier than they are now, but
you can't change the question and fit your argument.
Sure, I can. That's what I'm basing the fact that I don't have major anxiety because I think the Packers.
Then you have to say that. Then you have to say that then in your poll question.
Oh, really? Read the poll question
that's
again.
That's not what you said.
What's the read the poll question again? Well, I just thought everybody can factor those things in the way they want, and clearly I lose again.
No. Read the poll question, Pebble.
All right.
Let me bring it back up here.
We got time because we got the coach coming up here in a little bit. Then we have Jason.
What time is Jason Wilde?
9:15, Jason will join us. So today's second poll question was, even with today's throttling of the 49ers, would you still have major anxiety if the Packers ended up being the 5 seed heading out to San Francisco to play the 49ers in the first round of the playoffs?
Okay, so I'm assuming that all those guys will be healthy by the time they play in the playoffs.
Okay, all right. And I don't see how that's possible.
And
given the conditions
a few comments here
now.
to that question. It says, Corey says the 49ers are not making the playoffs, so this question is irrelevant. Jared says, nope, the Packers are destined to go to Detroit and knock them out. It's going to happen come hell or high water. And James says, being the 49ers will not sniff the playoffs, I don't think the Packers fans are too worried about it.
Okay.
All right. Well,
but that's not what we asked them, though, but that's fine.
Correct. But I think it's always dangerous to act like you know what Packer fans are thinking. The only thing you know for sure is what you're thinking. That's why we do these polls to get everybody else.
That's why we do
Those are the ones we have right now. Is that correct, Pebble?
Those are the only 2 polls we have right now, yes.
Yeah, I like those polls.
I'd add this. Was Jordan Love lucky that he didn't throw another interception? Put that one down. I'm getting crushed in him, but what?
Oh, my God. Nothing.
I like Jordan Love. I haven't lost faith in Jordan Love. I think, but he was lucky that he didn't throw an interception. That he didn't have it. Was Jordan Love lucky that he didn't have an interception today? Is that
You're always lucky. Luck plays a part in sports.
No, in some games there's no pass that's even close to being intercepted. Luck means
you're always lucky.
You think? Like games you didn't fumble. Some games you might have been lucky. Most games you weren't. You didn't come close to fumbling. Fumbling would be if the ball was knocked away and just randomly seemed to go right back into your arms when it could have easily gone somewhere else. You know what luck is, whether it's lucky or not. Some are luck.
I just think you're always lucky when you play sports.
Oh, wow.
You're always lucky. Yeah, you always are.
All right. Let's hear.
You gotta have luck.
Is there anything else you want, or can we hear from the coach? And then
let's hear from the coach.
And then we get your comments, Gary Ellerson's comments, from the coach. Well, you can also vote on the Discount Liquor Twitter poll question. Matt LaFleur.
Quick turnaround right here, but I thought our guys competed. Some great display in the second half of just playing complementary football in terms of getting the takeaways and then turning those into touchdowns. So, like I said, we'll enjoy it for a few minutes, and now it's on the Miami Dolphins.
49ers have played very good run defense over the course of this season. What gave y'all the confidence that you could run the ball as effectively as y'all did early on and throughout the game, really?
You know that number 8 out there? Did you see how many tackles or how many people he made him miss? It was pretty impressive. I think early on that got us going. And we thought we could hit him with some of the downhill stuff. Obviously, they're missing a key part to that defense. 2 starters, actually. And so, but I thought, we did what we had to do.
Matt, you played keep away early. First 3 drives are 32, 33 plays, 17-0. How important was that start for you?
It was critical. Just especially when you're playing a team with the backup quarterback to build a lead and kind of put them in a tough spot where maybe I'm sure they wanted to probably lean on the run a little bit more, and now you're down 3 scores. It's hard to do that.
Matt, when you're a young team that dominates the way you did today, sort of how do you balance that, building on that confidence, but hey, we still have a lot of work to do to get to where we need to go?
Yeah, I think our guys are well aware of that. Certainly there was moments in the second half, especially from an offensive standpoint. I think we had a couple 3-and-outs. When you have an opportunity to put a team away, you got to take advantage of that. And credit to them. I think that's obviously a really well-coached team, and they still have some star players over there, and they continue to compete, which that's one thing you can always expect from Kyle and his group is they've faced adversity in the past, and they've been able to overcome it, and that's why they're such a tough team to beat.
It's been kind of a disjointed season for you on offense because of Love's injuries. Do you feel like you're starting to come into any kind of identity on offense in the last few weeks?
I think every game's a different game, and I do think that just the last 2 games, he's looked pretty sharp. Just his ability to move around, and then, he dropped some dimes in there tonight, and I thought he was playing very decisive and just making good decisions. So hopefully he'll continue to build upon this, and we'll continue to get better on offense.
What made the difference for you in the red zone today?
Well, we didn't have too many negative plays. I do know we did overcome 1 penalty, and that's kind of been our Achilles heel in terms of just not being able to overcome whether it's a penalty or a negative yardage play, and just the consistent execution. So I thought our guys did a nice job with that.
I know you have to win 1 game before you do the next one in 4 days, but did you think about Josh's workload at all? Like, is that a consideration at all? 26 carries, how much can he give you on Thursday? What's your thought process?
No, you got to win. You got to focus on what's right in front of you. And luckily for us, we do have confidence in those other 2 backs. I thought Emmanuel Wilson ran really, really good. Brooks has given us some good carries as well. So, we may have to lean on those guys a little bit more next game in a couple days here. But, that's one guy that I don't worry about is Josh Jacobs. Guy is an animal. He is a dog and a dog competitor, and I think he definitely relishes those opportunities.
Where you guys don't sign a lot of guys too often, but what if kind of the obvious question after Josh scored 3 times and Xavier had the 2 big plays on defense, but what are those guys meant just on the field, off the field, in the locker room, kind of the whole?
Yeah, they've been awesome. They've obviously produced on the field, but I think just some of the stuff that you guys don't get the opportunity to see, how they lead behind the scenes, has been pretty impressive. Because I think it's not only about all the talk, it's about the action, and those guys back up what they say.
Just to kind of carry off of that, obviously not every big free agent signing ends up working out for teams. When did you start to get a feel that these 2 were as advertised and exactly what you expected coming over from their respective?
I'd say pretty early on in this process.
Any tell or anything?
No, there was a little bit more familiarity with Josh, with just some of our coaches that have been with him. Obviously, Rich was with him in Vegas, and then D.A. was with him at Alabama. and they spoke very highly of him. And then DA had a relationship with X, so there was a lot of great things. But until you get a guy in the building and get to interact with him on a daily basis, you don't really know. But it's been as advertised. Those guys have been just instrumental in our ability to win games.
You always tell us nobody's going to feel sorry for you in this league, and so I'm sure you weren't feeling sorry for Kyle today with the pieces he was missing. So how important was it? I mean, you may still see these guys in the postseason if they can still win the division.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good football team, and they were down a lot of pieces, and that's the reality of this league. I think for us, you have to take advantage of those opportunities when you do it, and I hate it for them. They've had a lot of adversity, and but at the same time, I'm really only concerned about our group and our ability to go out there and do what we need to do to win games.
In a situation like that, you can get off to a rocky start and not get. I'm sure you wanted to be leading by more than 10 at halftime, even. But did you feel
it was a weird first half in terms of just we obviously controlled the clock, had the 3 possessions where we had 17 points and had an opportunity right there to really go up 24-7 at the half, and didn't make the play. And but I thought our guys rebounded from that, and I was proud of them for that.
Matt, the first thing you said when you walked in there, you mentioned the quick turnaround. What is the biggest challenge these next couple of days to get ready to roll again?
You got to put a plan together, and these guys got to heal up, and these guys got to be able to process that plan. And especially, it feels like it's midnight already. What time is it, by the way? I don't even know. Yeah, it's going to be a late night. Let's just put it that way. Quick turnaround, and we're going to have to make a lot of quick decisions moving forward because we got our players coming back in tomorrow. We're going to present them with an initial plan, and these guys got to do whatever they can to try to get their bodies back, and that's a physical football team we just played. So I'm sure some of the guys are going to be pretty sore, but they're in there doing recovery right now.
You even grade this?
Absolutely.
You don't go right into the game
No,
plan?
you have. I think you have to look at everything. I really do. I think you have to take the time to look at it, make the corrections, the adjustments off the tape. Certainly, I'm sure Miami's going to look at that tape, so you better know what you did and the areas where you may be susceptible to getting exposed and make those corrections and move on.
McCaffrey's going to go to the Hall of Fame, but he didn't do much against you guys tonight. What did you think of your run defense?
Well, I got to go back and watch it. I mean, half the time I'm racking my brain trying to figure out what play to call next. So I thought our defense came in with a really good plan, and I thought, obviously, anytime you hold an offense like that, I mean, that's one of the most potent offenses in the National Football League. And again, I know they're missing their starting quarterback, but I thought our guy and their left tackle, but I thought our guys played an outstanding game, and I was really happy with those takeaways in the second half.
You got a 4th down stop on their first drive of the second half, and then the pick that Xavier sets up the score. Those 2 huge defensive plays.
Yeah, that was critical to get the turnover on downs early on, because now you're talking about potentially a 1-possession game. Obviously didn't do anything with that, but I thought Daniel Whalen did another nice job, and I think he averaged almost 49 yards a punt, and just flipping the field, pinning them deep in their own territory was obviously critical.
I know you said every game, every matchup is different, but to dominate on the ground the way you did today, how much do you want to build on that, especially down the stretch as you head into the postseason?
Well, I think when you're able to do that, it certainly opens up some stuff in the pass game. So, yeah, you always want to be able to run the football. It just makes you a little bit tougher to defend, and hopefully that'll open up some things in the passing game.
There's tougher style play, something that other guys feed off of. The opening drive touchdown where he pulls through it with Zach Tom on his way to the end. It doesn't matter who he's going through.
Yeah, Tuck's a G. He plays the right way with a great mentality, and I think he's just scratching the surface personally. I think he continues to improve and gets better and better, and it seems like every week. And I think it all starts with his approach. And the guy loves football. and he will compete, and he does it every day.
Hey, Matt, is this, with the quick turnaround and Rome in the concussion protocol, is this an instance where that depth in your wide receiver room, Malik has a touchdown?
Yeah, that was great. And not only the touchdown, but he had another key reception there late in the game. Yeah, we've got a lot of guys that we can throw the ball to. So, that's unfortunate because I thought Rome was really having himself a really great game. He came out, made some critical plays. That third down and long was pretty special where he almost got out the backside. And, he is very, very consistent. So, if we don't have him, that's a big loss. But we do feel like we have other guys. It's going to open up some other opportunities for some of these other guys.
3 takeaways for you on your defense. Your defense has struggled to be getting takeaways over the last couple of games against Detroit and Chicago. What led to creating those defensive opportunities, you think, for your guys in the second half?
Well, I think just when you look at it, I think what the pick that X had, I want to say that ball got tipped. And X he's been pretty consistent in his ability to make plays on the ball. And then when Van Ness had a forced fumble and Keyshawn had a huge forced fumble when they get an explosive gain to McCaffrey. And, he was the backside corner on that play, and he's running across the field. And we always talk about running to the football and how good things will happen. Well, that was a great example of that right there.
Do you think that's an area you can take advantage on as the weather turns? There was also in special teams a ball on the ground and also play had an opportunity.
Yeah, there was a lot of there were a lot of balls on the ground, and unfortunately we didn't get them all. But our guys are very mindful of it, and it's not something we just talk about every day. We drill it every day, and it's on them to go out there and be mindful of that in those situations, which isn't always easy.
More, please. Matt, so you've been through plenty of Thursday night games already as a head coach, but do you stay here all night? Do you go
pretty much? Yeah, that's why I want to get done with this as soon as possible.
So can you go through your schedule and then I'll stop asking?
Yeah, it's going to be, I'm going to go right back to my office, watch the game, put the game to bed, and then over the bye week, for me, I watched pretty much every snap of Miami, knowing that this was coming. So made my notes, had kind of a preliminary plan for that, just and then just got to watch a couple games here. And we got to put a plan together here, hopefully by tomorrow by noon. So, that is a quick turnaround.
That is head coach Matt LaFleur. Tells you how much fun it is to win 38-10 because it seemed like that was pretty easy and that he maybe didn't even want to do it because it shows that it's stupid that you play your next game on Thursday as they have such little time to prep. And I, of course, have stated for years that if you play on Thursday, you shouldn't play the previous Sunday or because it's just wrong. Players aren't ready, and they tell you they're not ready, and they're hurt enough already. And have we discussed this, Gary, or what's your thought?
Well,
on
we
playing?
talk about. The biggest thing that the NFL tell you is player safety, and this tells you this is not about player safety.
Yeah, and and they could do it. They could easily do it. Add another bye week, and then make sure you play on Thursday. You rest, and you can get everything you want.
Right.
But do you agree? Like LaFleur is like, man, these things are easy when you just whoop somebody.
Yeah. But they don't. They don't take into account as player safety because I don't know. See, now you have to be careful with Josh Jacobs on Thursday on his usage because I don't know if you could turn around and give him another 20, 25 carries or touches on Thursday.
That's a great point. I wonder if I'm sure the league and teams have done research on concerns about that. What would you limit him to? 20 touches?
Well, I think you've got to have him on a pitch count, and so whatever you do, you got to incorporate Emmanuel Wilson, right? Chris Brooks. He talked a little bit about that. I think they feel good about all three of those guys and where they're at with them. They're not interchangeable. I think they're all different, but obviously Josh Jacobs is the best one out of the three.
All right, the Discount Liquor Twitter poll question. Was Jordan Love lucky that he didn't throw an interception today? 75% say yes. That's what I said, and 25% say no. What does the question achieve, someone asked? It achieves whether people think he was lucky, which would make the belief that the issue of bad passes still exists, and this shouldn't be viewed as a game in which he was much better than he had been in other games, when in fact he was maybe a little better, but he was also just kind of lucky. All right, more Gary Ellerson and Jason Wilde coming up soon as well. I'm not sure what's next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Green and gold fans, it's game day. And you know what that means. Tailgating with friends and raising a glass to our favorite team. This season, make Bacardi the star of your pregame party. Whether you're mixing up a classic Bacardi and cola, refreshing Bacardi lime and soda, or a smooth spiced and cola, Bacardi is the perfect pick for game day fun. Grab a bottle and get ready to cheer on Green Bay with the best in hand. Available now at your local retailer. Live passionately, drink responsibly. Bacardi USA, Miami, Florida. Rum 40% alcohol by volume.
Get ready for the moment we've all been waiting for. It's the 300K season finale giveaway at Potawatomi. Friday, December 20th, watch your entries from Bird Bash, Cash Clash, and Winter Stash. All pile into one massive drawing for a chance at up to 50 grand cash. Be there to win your share. December 20th, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at paysbig.com/finale. Must be 21 years old to play.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service. It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey, riding with you every mile since 1977.
If you want to win at tailgating, you need to Boatify your beverage choice. Boaterbox wine is the ultimate addition to your tailgate party. This premium wine comes in an eco-friendly box, fitting perfectly in your cooler or trunk. And there's no heavy glass or corkscrew to deal with. One 3-liter Boaterbox is the equivalent of 4 bottles of wine, so it's great for sharing. Bring the wine that wins with wine critics, where there's quality in every sip. Boaterbox. Be open to anything. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21 or older. Boaterbox Vineyards, Manteca, California.
Before you go looking for an area rug that you'll have to settle for because you think that the one you really want will be out of your budget, come to Design Exchange, where you'll find a formidable selection of Oriental, Persian, and other wool area rug choices at 25 to 70% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Think you're smarter than the people you hear on the radio? Well, time to prove it with our Trivia Showdown. Brought to you by Quizmaster. Go head-to-head with WTMJ personalities in trivia competition. Check WTMJ.com or text trivia to the WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620 for a list of dates and locations of our next Trivia Showdown. Benefiting Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. Only here on WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. React to the game by calling the Boda Box Wine Line, 800-990-3776.
Slips again. Allen hit. Ball is loose and is picked up by Green Bay. Lucas Van Ness got the sack. Packers get it back.
A whooping, 38-10. The Packers over the 49ers. Everything is important as it relates to the Green Bay Packers, so certainly should mention the Vikings won over the Bears 30-27 in overtime. The Bears had an incredible finish in regulation and then still found a way to lose the game. So the Vikings are now at 9-2. The Packers are at 8-3, and Detroit beat Indy 24-6. So the Lions are at 10-1. I said earlier with Tausch that Packers. I'm counting on the Packers and the Lions in the NFC Championship game in Detroit. I'm fine with that, and if the Packers don't make the NFC Championship game, I'll be disappointed. That the team is good enough to get that far, and I'll like their chances even in Detroit against the Lions. Where do you fit in all of those thoughts?
Well, quite honestly, the Detroit Lions are the best team in the NFL.
They have played the best to this point in the season. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and if they still continue to play like they're playing, it wouldn't shock me that the Lions are still the best team in the NFL and beat the Packers. They're the prohibitive favorite to win the NFC.
Yes. Yes.
Not the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
You just set yourself up for disappointment.
No, I'll take my chances. I think the Packers, even if
that.
Detroit is way better, if they play in Detroit and they lose in the NFC Championship game to the Lions, would I be disappointed? I don't know, a little bit, because I agree. I think you analyzed it perfectly. When you continue to just beat up on people, they're 10-1. Their point differential's 177. So in 11 games, they're winning.
They're averaging. Were they averaging 30 points a game?
Right,
and
they're averaging beating the opponent by better than 14 points a game. For example, into this game, in the Packers' first 10 games at 7-3, they had outscored the opposition by a grand total of 37 points. 37 in 10 games. Today alone, they did it by 28. So now they're up to 65. But just to prove your point, Detroit is up 177. They're winning and whipping everyone. And you're right. They're the favorite to win the Super Bowl right now, even though it's hard to bet against Kansas City because whatever they do in the regular season doesn't seem to match.
Right, that's the other side.
But they're. Right. I mean, it's hard to just keep whooping people week after week after week because that means you not only have a great offense, you have a great defense because you still got to stop people. The Lions have given up 40 points fewer than the Packers and scored about 80 more. So the difference really has been the offense. The Packers moved up to, I think, will probably be 7th in points scored and 10th in points given up. But, yeah, there's no you can't say. You don't even have it. Well, the Lions are still the best. They just had a down week. They haven't really had a down week. They've won. Who beat the Lions? Does anybody even remember who beat the Lions?
I don't even remember. Do you?
Week 2, I had to look it up. They lost to the Buccaneers 20-16.
Yeah, how about that?
They've won 9 games in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
easily.
Yeah, with scores like 47-9, 52-6, 24-6. Texans played them close, 26-23. Beat the Packers by 10. Yeah, they've just been whooping up on people. You ready for Jason Wilde? You ready for Jason Wilde?
Let's go.
All right, we'll break, and then Gary Ellerson and Jason Wilde, and I'll just listen. Next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Get inside the mind of Mark Tauscher.
When you did the impressions of Coach Alvarez, which I love doing on the radio with the state now.
See the world from his perspective.
When Barry would get really mad or very frustrated, his voice goes up 15 octaves.
On Wisconsin's Morning News, every day at 7:50.
Come on, we got guys over at the towers not paying attention.
Mark Tauscher, presented by Hello Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Swing into action to experience Sweetgrass and Sage Run in 2025. The Island Resort and Casino stay and play packages are a hole-in-one. By blending award-winning golf with exceptional amenities, we've become the premier resort destination in the Midwest. But don't wait. These popular packages fill up fast. To book your 2025 golf getaway and secure your spot on the green, visit islandresortgolf.com today.
Another MVP has joined the roster at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Dr. Ryan Stefanchuk. Board certified in sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation, Dr. Stefanchuk specializes in non-operative treatment of the spine, chronic pain, all joints, all musculoskeletal problems, and more, emphasizing holistic care first, with a focus on diet, sleep, stress management, and social connections for a patient's well-being. At Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference.
This holiday season, the Salvation Army needs your help. Bell ringers are working hard, and our service depends on generous donations like yours. Every dollar donated helps us provide meals, shelter, and emergency support to families in crisis, not just at Christmas, but all year long. From immediate need to long-term care, your donation can create lasting change in our communities. Join us in making a difference. Volunteer as a bell ringer or donate today. Visit salvationarmywi.org to learn how you can help.
Football fans, get ready to elevate your game day experience. Milwaukee Broadhouse downtown has the ultimate package for stress-free fun this football season. With rides starting at $85 per person, hop on their round-trip buses from Milwaukee Broadhouse downtown for every green and gold home game. Enjoy all you can drink on the ride and a private restroom. Want even more? Upgrade your ticket and add on an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate package for an additional $30. Spots are filling up fast. Book today at MilwaukeeBroadhouse.com. Milwaukee Broadhouse, located on MLK Drive downtown.
Hi folks, this is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. Now that we're into the holiday season, it's time to celebrate with new lights and ceiling fans. And our huge award-winning showroom displays hundreds of the best quality lights and fans. There's not a brand we can't get, and our prices are the lowest, even lower than online. I guarantee it. And our knowledgeable staff is always here to assist you in making the right choices. If it's lampshades or repairs you need, we do all that too. There's something for everyone at BBC, including antiques, collectibles, fun for the kids, and our famous free popcorn. We are open Monday through Saturday and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue, across from Sobelman's and Bachman Furniture, all near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
Wisconsin Volleyball has a new home.
It's match point in Madison.
Catch all the excitement of the 2024 season.
Booth and Schreck putting up that Wisconsin wall.
And don't miss out on moments like this.
Booth dunks it down with two hands, and that's a point for Wisconsin. Set Schreck, kill Franklin.
Badgers Volleyball on WTMJ is presented by Steinhoffels. Don't miss any of the action right here on Wisconsin's radio station, 620 WTMJ.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Tell me now, do you want it? 'Cause these dancing feet don't cry to the rhythm they cry for you.
We have had it all. Packers win 38-10. We had Mark Tauscher, heard from Matt LaFleur, heard from Jordan Love, have Gary Ellerson, and now joining the show is Jason Wilde. Everybody should get Packer info from Jason Wilde every day of the year. You just go to WisconsinOnDemand.com and you see the sign that says Jason Wilde. You hit that and you'll be much, 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 much smarter as a Packer follower. Good evening, Jason.
Hello. How are you guys?
Great. They put a whooping on them. They bullied the bully 38-10, even if the bully was a little hurt. Gary, do you have a opening question for Jason, or do we just let him with an opening statement as you had and Tausch had?
Well, I mean, I think when we start looking at the Packers, and to me, to beat the 49ers, Jason, and I know the guys talked a little bit about it in the locker room, but I just thought it was a team that they could put behind them once they defeated them. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I totally disagree with you, which has to be the first time in history that that's ever happened between the two of us. Because I'm looking at the standings now. You know, Arizona was 6-4 going into the day, and they lost at Seattle. So now Arizona is 6-5, Seattle's 6-5. The 49ers are 5-6, and at halftime of Sunday Night Football, I believe the Rams are down.
Yeah, they're down even more.
Rams,
Barkley had a 70-yard touchdown run in the second.
All right, so the Rams will most likely be 5-6 as well. So, like, as much as – because I will say this. I think it would be great for the Packers. It's kind of like that 96 Packers team that went and won the Super Bowl, and they didn't actually have to beat the Cowboys on the road to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
But I'm not willing to say that these guys are dead and buried because, you know, they get back Bosa, they get back Brock Purdy, they get back Trent Williams, and they get to play the Packers at home. If it ends up being that way, this isn't going to mean jack. I mean, it's great that they won, and it's great, to me anyway, it's great that they won the way they did, right? They didn't eke out this game. You know, I mean, if Christian Watson holds on to that pass, it's 24-7 at the half, and then they come out in the second half and the defense takes over, right, and does a magnificent job of getting 3 takeaways, getting the 4th down stop on the opening possession of the third quarter. It was a 2-possession game at that point. It was 17-7. They go in and score. It's, 17-14, and suddenly now you're like, whoa. So to me, they did what they were supposed to do today, and that is enormous. But I'm not ready to throw the dirt on the 49ers coffin because their division stinks. And there's no denying that the 49ers schedule from here is not easy at all. They have 6 remaining games. They're at Buffalo next week. They're at home against the Bears, home against the Rams. They're at Miami. They're home against the Lions, and they're at Arizona. So are there 4 wins in there out of those 6? Maybe. And that gets them to 9-8, which could very well win that division. So I just, if the season ended today, which it doesn't, the Packers would be the number 6 seed because they haven't caught up to the Lions, who are now 11-1, and to the Vikings, who are 9-2. The Lions are 10-1, I should say, right?
Correct. Yep.
No, they're
they're 10-1 and 9-2.
So the Packers are 8-3.
Yep.
So they're the 6th seed if the season ended today, and they would play the West champion on the road, and that would be Seattle. So for me anyway, they can't say that they put the 49ers completely in their rear view like you have put Lambeau Field in your rear view on your drive home.
I sure have, yeah. Go ahead, home team.
Well, no, I think, or should we be concerned about injuries or Dobbs or what?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a hard. I know it happened once before where Devontae Adams got a concussion in a Sunday game and still played on Thursday Night Football. I'm not sure that he should have. I'm not sure that he followed the concussion protocol to a T, but he did play. So I guess it's not out of the realm of possibility. But they'll probably be without him. And look, he's been up and down. He obviously had his little incident where he stopped showing up for work. But, I mean, he had 3 consecutive third down catches. I mean, it was impressive to convert those 3 straight third downs. So he's an integral piece of what they do too. But they've got, they've obviously got a lot of depth in that room. And if they don't have him, I think they're still going to be okay. But look, I don't know about you guys. Obviously, Matt LaFleur has turned his attention very quickly to Miami. He could not wait to get out of our press conference, go over the
proving that it's stupid.
Game.
They have to play Thursday after a Sunday game and a Sunday 3:00 game.
You'll get no argument here, but I'm as guilty as anybody. I still put on Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime, so I'm contributing to the viewership. But if you guys, I know you guys probably haven't looked at them, but Miami's won 3 in a row.
Yeah, they're good with Tua. It's that simple.
Yeah, Tua's playing really well. He threw for 317 and 4 touchdowns today. So, I think that the Packers will win this game and be 9-3 with 5 games to go. I do. And then they'll be going into that big Detroit game the following Thursday. But, to me, the most important thing about this game was that Josh Jacobs was fantastic. The defense got back to taking away the ball, and they beat a team that was undermanned instead of, as you like to say, fiddling and diddling. And to me, that was enormous because I'll be honest with you, I was talking about this with Strope and Jarrett Bush and John Anderson and Gabe Neitzel on Green Bay game day before the game. Like I had a eerie feeling that this was going to be like this game where the 49ers had no business being in it, and they were still in it. And quite frankly, after Watson's drop right before halftime, knowing the 49ers were getting the ball, and then seeing the 49ers move the ball, they had like 2 20-some-yard plays to start that drive before the 4th down stop. So I was like, oh, man. I mean, they're going to go in. It's going to be 17-14. We're going to have a ball game here. Despite the Packers having that first quarter advantage where they ran 21 plays, the 49ers 3. They'd outscored them 10-0. They'd outgained them 126-8 at that point. Like, for all that domination, they didn't have that much to show for it starting the third quarter. And, and then the third quarter, they were actually dominated. Jim Polzine pointed this out next to me during the game. Packers got dominated in the third quarter and actually exited the third quarter with a bigger lead than they entered it, despite being dominated statistically. So I just think it's a terrific win. It was certainly made easier by the people who were missing, and I'm not ready to say that they have vanquished the 49ers and don't have to worry about them anymore. But this was a really good thing, especially on a short week. They got Jordan Love out of the game with 4 minutes left. They got Josh Jacobs out of the game. I still think 26 carries was probably a lot to give him, knowing that you're playing 4 days from now. But this was a really good day for them, and they should celebrate it for the few minutes they have to celebrate it.
What I like most, Jason, was, and I don't know if Shanahan, I doubt he has ever had a game in which his opponent had 4 times as many yards rushing.
Yeah, he was clearly pissed about the run defense. Like I watched his press conference. I went to LaFleur in Love, so I didn't go to it in person, even though it's like, I don't know, 100 feet from where my office is. But he was clearly mad about how bad the run defense was. Like they're not normally. I mean, they're not that bad of a run defense. They just got. I mean, the Packers got the ball rolling, and they could not stop it. They just got run over.
They bullied the bully. Gary, you had a question? Sorry to interrupt. I never do that much.
Yeah, no problem. As I was looking at that game, I felt similar the way that you did. I think it felt like they played a lot of zone on the back half, and it kept everything in front of them. It just feels like without Jair, they played a little different on the back end, to me.
Yeah, I mean, again, as you well know, Gary, like there's so many little tiny things that could be, game-changing moments it's why this game is so maddening, and it's why, you know, Lindy and Fonte, when they went like 4-12, had this spiel with, that was before my time, but he was like, we were 6 plays away from being 10-6 that last year that he was the coach. And frankly, you know, I remember 99 was my first year as our lead beat writer for the State Journal, and I went through that 99 season when they went 8-8, and they went into the final game of the season with still a chance to make the playoffs, and they beat the Arizona Cardinals silly. And then Tom Silverstein and I were eating dinner at a Perkins with Darren Sharper across from us on a date, which is a whole other story for another day. But they were, that team, you know, you could look at that season and say, oh, they were 4 or 5 plays away from being a really good team. Well, they weren't, and the coach got fired. And today, you know, if Deebo Samuel, that ball went straight through his hands, the one that McKinney intercepted. Like, that's a huge, huge play when this game is still in doubt. And you know, the final nail in the coffin for them is they finally get something going, and McCaffrey, who had only gained 31 rushing yards, has a 23-yard catch and run. And at the end of it, Keyshawn Nixon comes from clear across the field, punches the ball out to fumble. The Packers have the ball again. I mean, that was, you know, it's not like this was this. You look at the score, you didn't watch any of the game, and you're like, wow, they really took it to them. But those kind of moments are the ones that really do make a difference. And obviously today they made a huge difference in the Packers' favor.
Jason, I had a question, and I want to know the specifics. Was Jordan Love lucky that he didn't have another interception? I said yes. Give us the specific. Give us the specifics. There were 2, right? The one that he threw when Watson he was lucky there, and then there was another one, right? I think I have that right.
Yeah, I mean, there was another one that was tipped and almost
the guy just dropped
but the one, but the one that should have been a pick, and quite frankly, while Christian Watson felt terrible about his dropped touchdown, you know, the play that the best play he did make was preventing that interception. That was on the Packers' side of the field. And that ball should have been intercepted. I'm trying to remember who. I think it was Brown, the safety, that had.
Yeah, that's exactly who it was. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, he, you know, I mean, but look, you know, we just got done talking about Deebo Samuel, but let's also point out that, you know, once again, and again, I keep waiting for him to build some positive momentum. And Quay Walker did have a sack, but he had another one of those interceptions right in his hands. And he was like that guy in that Necessary Roughness movie almost, where the ball goes through his hands and gets lodged in his face mask.
Yeah, but the worst drop was Watson by far, right? I mean,
yeah, no, I absolutely, right? And it's Katie bar the door after that. If they get that, you feel so much better. It's like the Jordan Love pick 6 right before the half against Detroit. It's the same concept. Now you're in control, undeniably, and you've completely demoralized your opponent. And instead, the 49ers go in and go, whew, we dodged a bullet there. We're down 10, and we're getting the ball. So, yeah, that's obviously the biggest drop. But, again, you know, these are the types of plays that I know Gary expects professionals to make. I know, you know, it's just that's the difference. And today it ends up allowing them to really snowball their way right down to a 38-10 win.
And lastly, for both of you, it'd be 100% whooping if everybody from San Francisco was healthy. What percentage do you give the win? Clearly less than 100%, factoring in the game, the whooping, but all the injuries. Instead of 100% for the Packers, which would be everybody's number if everybody was healthy and they beat them by 28. What percentage do you give the Packers? Gary?
What percent would I give them?
Yeah, given that you factor in the injuries.
I don't know. I mean, I just think you can do those types of things, but I think injuries are part of the game, right? And every team are going to have injuries, some more than others. I mean, if you look at the Green Bay Packers, I thought Adrian Cooper was coming on. I thought he was playing really well at inside backer. Maybe he makes the interception that Quay dropped, right? I mean, So I think Jair is probably, when he's right, one of the better corners in the league. So it wasn't like we didn't play with guys that made a difference on our team either.
All right, I'd give him 80%. Jason?
Yeah, 71%.
Yeah.
Probably, maybe 68%. Look, I think we are, I don't want to say spoiled, but I think we have a little bit of recency bias and look at what Malik Willis did in the 2.5 games he played. Yeah. And he did something that most backup quarterbacks don't. He didn't suck. He was really good. He played within himself. He didn't make mistakes. Like Brandon Allen, I don't know how good he is, but he threw a pick off his wide receiver's hands, and he lost a fumble in the pocket. And he had another fumble that bounced right back up to him, or he would have lost another one. And so, I don't think he's very good, and they certainly didn't help him be better. And he was missing his left tackle, which certainly didn't help. And I think the Packers had it much easier defensively, not having to deal with Nick Bosa. Jair, they've played without Jair a lot in the last 3 years. So I don't think, while certainly they are way better when he's out there, I don't know if the drop-off is as precipitous as it was today. I was looking at something, the 49ers defense in the January 20th playoff game versus what they started today. There were hardly any names I recognized from that first game. So, and Devondre Campbell is playing a lot for them. You guys know how I feel about him. So, it matters. And no one's going to look back on the schedule if the Packers are getting ready for the Super Bowl and going, yeah, but remember when they beat the 49ers? They didn't have any of their guys. That's not really a win. Nobody's going to look at it that way. But right now, today, and look, Matt LaFleur I respected Matt LaFleur today because while he was trying to get off the podium as fast as possible, he did acknowledge that he feels bad for the 49ers and how strapped they were with the spots where their injuries struck. But his team took advantage, and that's what they're supposed to do.
Drive of the game presented by Boucher Automotive. Jason will give us big-time information about Boucher Automotive, and I'm curious what your drive of the game is.
I think it's got to be the opening drive. Yeah. Because it sets the tone for everything.
Run the ball down your throat.
Yeah, 7 minutes, 25 seconds. The 49ers win the toss and choose to defer. And the Packers have taken the ball in some of these other games and not done much with it. So that was really impressive. That's certainly the drive of the game for me, presented by Boucher Automotive, where we ride with you every mile, especially at the Greenfield Nissan dealership where my guys Mike Hansen and Scott Foote take such great care of Paula and the girls and I.
And our injury report presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com today for info. We talked. I analyzed what you said as saying he's not playing Thursday.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if Dobbs plays. I think it was you at least held your breath briefly when you saw Christian Watson heading to not Christian Watson. I'm used to saying Christian Watson heading to the locker room. Right. When you saw Josh Jacobs heading to the locker room, but the fact that it was just cramps and he was able to get an IV and come back in. And he said, hey, if they need me to get 26 carries again on Thursday night, I'm ready for it.
Not going to happen.
I don't doubt him for a second. But I don't doubt him for a second that he believes he's ready for it.
And as far as Thursday, I just assume Jair Alexander's not playing, but I don't. You haven't given us an update yet.
No, I haven't talked to him, but I don't. He said that he shouldn't have played against the Bears after having 21 days of no contact, and he said that he needs more than 21 days then because it didn't work the last time he had 21 days.
Whoa.
So LaFleur says that he doesn't think he has to go on IR. But if we're taking 21 days from the Bears game, which, again, I don't know how accurate that is. He's not a doctor, nor am I. But they played the Bears on November 17th. So the minimum of 21 days would be sometime in December, which I would think he missed today. He misses the Dolphins. he misses the Lions.
Then could come back.
And then maybe he's back for Seattle on December 15th, or maybe it's not till New Orleans on December 23rd. But, I don't know what to make of it.
What is the injury that's happened? Just so that
got a torn. He says he has a torn PCL in his right knee.
Okay. Any other injuries that I neglected to ask about? I don't.
No, I think that's the list. Look. They were all doing treatment stuff. I mean, there were a bunch of guys like Keyshawn Nixon was like, normally I wouldn't still be here, but I'm getting treatment. So all those guys stayed as if it was different than a normal after a game where they all go home. They were all getting treatment. They were all in the cold tub and the hot tub and ice and everything else. So they all will be, I remember players, Dorsey Levens, and used to always say that it was like you were, as a running back, it was like you were in a car accident every Sunday. I'm sure Gary used that line too at some point in his career. And, you would much rather not have to recover from said car accident and play again on Thursday and get into another accident. You'd much rather at least postpone the next accident until next Sunday, but that's not an option.
Thanks, Jason.
All right, guys, take care. Be good.
Jason Wilde, all Packers all the time. Green Bay game night, the G&G game night. If it survived, we didn't get the votes were not as good after Tauscher as they were before. Gary Ellerson, you get the final word.
Homer, I think at the end of the day, we should just be thankful that they got to win. But more importantly, is really how they won the game. And I was feeling a little uneasy after the Watson drop there at halftime because really you knew that they got the ball back. They came out. Debo ran all the way down the field while there was a penalty call back. I still think Matt LaFleur schemes a really, really good game. And if they can play a clean game, I still think sky's the limit for them. But right now, the Lions, I still think, are the best team in the NFC. Now, big game coming up here against Miami. And I just think Miami is a team that's a fast break team. They're the old Lakers, showtime. And if it's rainy, windy, I think that hurts the Miami Dolphins.
Do you work on Thanksgiving? Do you do G&G Green Bay afternoon game night, whatever we call it? Are you on this Thursday?
Do the Packers play?
They do play.
Then I'm working.
Yeah.
And I'm working.
I didn't have much doubt, but I just wanted to hear you say it with a certain amount of energy.
Oh,
yeah.
That's right. And I'm working, man.
So I just want to let you know, whatever prep you may tell people you need between one appearance with Homer and the next, you got less prep this time.
All right, brother.
Coming on quick. Thanks, Gary.
Yeah.
38-10. That is a whooping. Factor the injuries in as you wish. Thanks to everybody. And again, back on Thursday, Packers home against an improved Dolphins team. Tua is back. National next.
Give thanks and enjoy a carbless this November. Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad